Hey, everyone.
Hello, friends.
What's up, guys? Greetings.
Hello.
Welcome to 2019.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
now.
Just New Year. We don't know if it's happy yet.
Yeah.
That's true.
It is the current year. So, hello, welcome back to Legends of Evantris. This is our first stream of 2019, and we are not bringing to you Call of the Feywild, which is our normally scheduled programming, due to a missing person who has been replaced by the great Andini.
Hey.
So instead, we are going to be doing a one-shot, but it is in the Feywild, so I guess it kind of works out. What we are doing today is we are doing a one-shot. It is a homebrew one-shot that I created called the Midnight Carnival, and it is set in the Twilight Court of the Feywild. Our party members, it is going to be a little Feywild fun today because our party members are not playing characters they created or characters that I've given them. Instead, we are using D&D Beyond, not sponsored, to randomly generate 10th level characters, and they will play whatever character D&D Beyond chooses to give them. They are also going to be pulling magical items out of a box of many things. And that is how they are going to determine what kind of fun shenanigans they may have. So I guess let's get the party started here, and let's figure out what characters we have.
Oh boy.
Okay,
Hit the
are we getting it?
button!
View character sheet.
Oh, I can do the thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's thinking.
And Derek, if you want to start first by introducing your character.
Sorry.
I can't. I'm overwhelmed. Yeah. I am. You can call me Sissy. And I am a level 10 Fearbolg druid.
Yes.
It's amazing. Mikey.
Oh man, so I mean I don't have a voice yet, but I am going to think about this. I am Orada Whispermouse, a stout halfling level 10 fighter. Lovely.
Lovely.
Oh my god.
Rich?
I'm an idiot.
Well,
Wait till you see how
I
stupid
am-
I am.
I need to figure out a voice too, but I am Painy, or if it's AE, it's pronounced E. Peni. Peni, I think, is the one I...
Mature stream. Mature stream.
Mature
Pina Bright Moon. I'm a Lightfoot halfling. Cleric, level 10, and as a cleric, I have -2 wisdom modifier.
Alright,
Yes.
I am Aqua, the water genasi bard.
Yes.
With +0 to charisma.
I have nothing higher than a +1.
I have a +1 to wisdom and a +2 to constitution. Everything else is a 0.
Look at these ability scores.
Would you like to share your ability
Yeah,
scores?
my pleasure. Strength 8, Dexterity 13, Constitution 8, Intelligence 10, Wisdom 11, Charisma 4.
I have 11 strength, 11 dexterity, 14 constitution, 11 intelligence, 12 wisdom, and 11 charisma. Lots of 11s.
Rich?
I have 8 strength, 14 dex, 17 con,
There you
8
go.
int, 6 wisdom. My worst stat is wisdom, and 14 charisma. I have 13 strength, 10 dex, 14 con, 13 int, 9 whiz, and 12 charisma.
Why is D&D Beyond so mean?
All right, and I think we're missing something important. What type of druid are you today,
shit.
Sissy?
I am a Circle of the Land Arctic, which is why I thought this is how people from the Arctic talk.
All right. I'm going to have to write these names down. Can you throw me that pen? Because there's no way I'm going to remember any of your names. Oh, God, that scared the shit out of me.
So, do I wear studded leather then? Is that what we decided?
Yes.
Okay.
How do I find my subclass?
Holy shit.
It should be under features and traits and all that stuff.
Okay.
All right,
Oh, I
so
have so
Derek,
many
you're
options.
Sissy. Mikey, what's your character's name?
Orada Whispermouse.
Orada. Richie, your character.
I'm Peni? Are you?
Yep.
Peni.
I call him penis for short.
Peanut bright
And
moon.
I am simply known as Aqua.
He's a man. I call him Aquaman.
No, please, it is just Aqua.
I
With a
swallowed
charisma of
the
4, I
sea.
feel Aquaman.
Okay.
I have 11 charisma.
So, though I know that you guys want to get, we need to draw some magical items. So we're gonna pass this around. We are gonna start off with Rich, and then I'm gonna have you pass to Andy, to Derek, to Mikey. Draw one card and let us know what it is.
Just one?
Just one.
So does the
We will be doing this multiple times. I just don't want you to draw all of them.
does the studded leather increase my armor class? Does
So it's a
12
little
sound
circus ticket, which is fun.
Oh.
That's awesome. Roll for an item from table H.
right?
So
here you go.
roll D100 and that's your item.
Aqua
Just
has
one?
drawn. Wait, am I allowed to say?
Yes, please.
Aqua has drawn
one.
the iron flask.
And
I
that is-
don't know what that does.
It is from table I, so I put the tables. on
Just
top.
one?
Just one for now.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
What did you get, Sissy?
I got the ring of the ram. You know what I'm saying.
Where do you put that?
It's a wondrous item.
All right. What did you get? What did you roll for, Rich?
So a 000, is that a 100?
That's a 100.
I can roll the 100.
You rolled a 100 on table 8.
Yep.
Let me figure out what the hell that would be. And then what did you get, Mike?
I got an armor +1 chain shirt.
Hey, that worked. Here, Rich.
Oh,
one more.
we're gonna go around.
You're gonna go around one more time. Armor +1 chain shirt. Let's see, Dungeon Master.
Damn it.
There we go.
Holy shit.
You have to roll for
I have to
something
roll
else.
again.
I have to prepare
Oh wait, am I picking another one?
Oh yes, you do. Yeah, you pick one more.
Oh yes.
So we're gonna go around 3 times.
Oh shit, we are? Fantastic.
Aqua has drawn the belt of Cloud Giant
Oh
Strength.
shit, you're a beast now. Wings are flying for Sissy. If you know what I'm saying.
What's your race?
I'm a fearbolt.
From the archer.
Pass it back to Rich because you're doing one more round and then that's it.
I got an
On the map.
84.
I got the staff
84.
of the adder, if you know what I'm saying.
You got an 84
on
on what
table.
How do I get it?
So H and I
Wait.
are what you got.
Is it a Mariners? Is it adamantine chain?
And I draw
shirt?
the last one as my third item.
Yep. And what did you get?
Frostband.
Frostband. Awesome. So you're
Aqua has drawn Armor of Resistance Splint.
You guys are getting all the good shit. This is bad.
Yeah, the Iron Flask is actually the most insane thing I've ever read about. It's insane.
I got an amulet of proof against detection and location.
Oh god.
Robe of Stars.
Ooh.
There we go. You can pass
We're
that
done.
back.
Oh,
to
that's
me.
it.
I'm gonna call you Renee.
Oh god, it's too high for me. I'm short.
What's a frostband? Because I don't see it here.
I could not tell you.
Frostbrand is a sword.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just spelled it wrong. Sorry.
Can I pick one?
Sure.
Okay.
Or if there are options, roll for how many there are. Pick one.
Man, you got all the good shit. Fuck you, buddy.
Can I pick a rapier?
Sure. I don't care.
I'm gonna use a rapier as
So
well.
let's see. On table H, you got a Tome of Understanding. And then on table I, you got a...
Oh, here we go.
So I can't wear the splint, can I?
No.
Okay.
A Horn of Valhalla Iron.
Yes! Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking.
So in addition to the studded leather, you're allowed a weapon, correct? Or no? Just the armor?
No, you'd have a weapon. So you
Okay.
can pick a weapon of your choice that fits within your
I think I
characters.
can use a rapier as a bard, right? Aqua would use a rapier.
Well, what type of bard are you?
I don't know. How do I know that?
Well, if I'm a halfling, I should probably use my
Where does it tell you that?
peanut
It
voice.
should be under. It should be
I guess
under
I should do as
abilities,
well.
or not abilities.
Abilities,
Where
savings.
did you find your subclass, Mikey?
Oh, Cavalier.
No,
where did you find it?
Oh, it is in where you said it was.
Yeah, just can't remember what I told you.
Features and traits.
Oh,
Features and
okay.
traits.
Got it.
So you are a cavalier fighter. So we have a circle of the Arctic land druid, a cavalier fighter. You are a what, Rich?
I'm a life domain cleric.
A life domain cleric.
I'm trying to figure it out. Where does it say it? Where does it say it? Bard features. Can you show me where?
So,
Oh, Bard College.
yeah.
College of Lore.
You're a lore bard.
I don't
So-
know what that means.
With that, I will let them get a little bit associated with these characters before we start.
Thank you. Holy shit.
And I will, but you will need to be listening at the same time because we're going to go over what's happening. So our players have found themselves, they have been traveling for months and months at a time, hitting up the job board here and there, doing random tasks about town, and they've made a name of themselves as quite the band of heroes. It is around this time that they find themselves in a small tavern in the outskirts of the city of stars in the court of Twilight. And they've been spending about a month or so here, just enjoying a little bit of downtime in their adventures. And over the course of the month, there have been some disappearances of children and an ever-present story of a carnival that shifts in and out of the mists in the outskirts of town. And though it is inviting and people feel almost charmed to attend, that it's somewhat of an urban legend now in the area. And people believe that it may be real, it may be fake, it may just be a story that's told to keep kids inside after dark. But the past month, kids have been going missing, and on clear nights when the wind is high, the faint music of a carnival can be heard on the winds. It is with this that our four adventurers decide that they are going to investigate and find out what's going on and see if there's anything they can do for these missing children and to put an end to whatever dark machinations may be found in the forests around the City of the Stars. They travel a few days and they make their way to a wrought iron fence. The sign "Welcome" hanging looks like once was a beautiful, elaborate sign. The E hangs limp off of the edge. The carnival in front of them is quiet, and the carnival in front of them is quiet. No sounds emanate from it. The light completely dim. But there, at the very center of this long walkway, past 6 to 8 dilapidated old booths where games would have been played, tickets would have been purchased, is the creaky old carousel that stood at the very center. It is here on this moonless night, clouds heavy overhead, that our party finds themselves apprehensive to walk in, but the carnival in front of them, it is here, though it hadn't been the night before. With that, what would you like to do?
With some music going?
I'm doing it right now.
Oh, I have to do an instrument as well. I'm just gonna use a lute, I think.
That's fine. I need to find a god.
Just pick a random god.
Crumb.
Well, well. Isn't this a strange sight to behold?
You mean this carnival we're looking at right now?
I do. I do mean the carnival sitting in front of us.
Oh, well, you're always so literal.
I do what I can.
I gotta figure out what kind of voice I'm gonna do.
Well, if we're all halflings, let's just do this kind of voice.
I happen to be a very short fearable, but I'm a fearable nonetheless.
Oh, that's right. I mean, all of the hair and the freaky ears really give it away. I keep forgetting.
They are a bit
Also,
freaky.
I'm a cavalier. Do I have a mount? Or do I just have an imaginary
You
mount?
have a very large badger.
Oh! Hey, it's a very large badger, my mount. He happens to be a very large badger.
That's a good bet.
I must ask the god of this world, are we already attuned to our magical
You
items? My muscles are rippling. I have more muscles than I can possibly deal with.
Well, what is your strength now?
27. So come at me, bro.
I am not your bro.
I strum my lute and it explodes into splinters.
So wait a minute, you're a lore bard with 27 strength and like 11
I should actually
charisma?
just be Alex Armstrong!
For generations!
Yes, I put this belt on and my muscles have muscles.
Jesus Christ.
Well, no, I don't want to do too southern.
You guys keep talking. I'll figure out a voice.
I think we should approach this carnival, but is there anything we need to do here while we are camping?
Oh, are we camping right now?
I suppose.
You guys you have made the trek and you've come to this place before.
Oh.
You'd been here the night previous and there had been nothing. But this was the location that you had heard the sounds of the carnival on occasion coming from. You came tonight and it is here. It is dilapidated, it is broken down, it is dusty, and there are no sounds coming from it. It is quiet and it is dark. Not a single light stands. What you see off in the distance, there is a long path in front of you. Aligning these paths are old booths that used to be used for games or maybe fortune tellers or things of this nature. And in the very middle is a large circle with a carousel. It is motionless, and in front of it is the old ticket booth where tickets for entry would have been purchased, or tickets for games would have been purchased. And that is what you see.
Do I notice any other potential patrons walking up to their carnival?
Roll for perception.
I get a perception. I'm gonna enjoy a hot 16.
You look around and it is a starless and moonless night, but even in the darkness, you can hear and see that it appears that you are the only people in the area.
I'll just pick. I guess I'll just be Vandrus, even on the water. Water genasi or
And
whatever.
Derek, you can be Frost because you're like a. Who do you
I'll
want to
make
be?
Greco because I'm a half-life.
I'll be Kremmy.
Oh, and it is Andy's birthday today.
Oh,
We
yeah.
didn't say that.
Yeah.
Andy is dirty 30 today.
Yes.
Happy
and
birthday!
So, in honor of his birthday, he gets a free natural 20 that he can use at any point that he
Those are the
wants
best.
tonight.
I shouldn't ever need to use it when I'm making strength checks.
Hey, let's get a mini for VLB.
Now that I'm thinking about it, can anybody wear this splint armor? I happen to have this that I don't think I can use, and I would like to gift this splint armor to anyone who might
Oh,
be
I
able
think
to
I
use
could
it.
use that. How about you want a chain shirt? Or no, you can't wear shit, can you? I got a chain, a chain shirt. It's
I can
plus
take
one.
it.
There you go.
Well,
To be fair, my muscles barely fit in my studded leather as it is.
Aren't you a sing-song kind of wet fellow?
That does raise a strange question about anatomy. I don't actually know.
I think maybe if you're stronger than I am, maybe you should have gotten into the fighting business. I think I'm so cavalier that I just became a cavalier.
The heart wants what the heart wants. That's all I can say about becoming a bard.
I think it's just VLB does most of the work.
Jesus Christ.
All right, and you guys are still standing at the gates having this conversation.
Well, I suppose we should walk in. This could perhaps make a fantastic story for me to one day sing to the heavens.
Well, and we also might be able to ask them about them kids that gone missing.
Oh, right. I suppose that is why we're here.
Yeah.
Is that why we're here?
where do these come from?
Well, we could probably ask them that too.
The gates, are they locked or anything? They're just wide open?
They're hanging open on their hinges. This place looks like it hasn't been used in hundreds of years.
I'm going to walk in. And my investigation is actually somehow surprisingly high. I don't understand
Oh,
that.
I should see what I'm proficient in.
I'm going to walk up to the first booth here
Okay.
and just do some investigating.
Okay.
I have a +8 to investigation. I don't understand how. I'm at 25.
Okay.
Wow.
You walk up.
Still monkey.
You walk up, and this booth, similar to most things, looks like it hasn't been touched in hundreds of years. And as you turn away, giving up on this booth in particular is when you notice the shuffling of the dirt, where it looks like the pattering of feet had walked straight towards the ticket booth.
Well, this is very interesting. It seems to be tiny footprints.
Are they regular size footprints or are they tiny?
They're tiny footprints.
Well, is
Well,
the
compared to my rippling muscles, these are tiny footprints.
Even your feet are rippling out, man.
That is true. Thank you for noticing.
What's your foot workout regimen?
We can talk about that.
Inquiring
later.
minds want to know.
what would happen if I took off the belt?
Please don't touch the belt.
I've seen what happens.
You
It's
might not like
disgusting.
it if you...
He looks like an empty Capri Sun.
What's that?
Well, Sissy, that was very witty, I will say. My hat is off to you.
Thanks, I guess.
Hey,
I'm gonna go investigate the opposing booth here.
you want to trade?
Trade what?
Then free of that fancy belt. It looks real nice.
No.
Okay, that's just fine. I got a snake. I got a staff that can turn into a snake.
Oh, you can do sticks to snakes.
I mean, I don't know if that's what it's called, but it's a staff that turns into a snake and it looks like a snake.
I've heard that's a spell.
Oh, I have never heard of. I see. Although I do have very magical items, I am just a lowly fighter. All I do is sit on a very large badger and swing around my great combo of weapons: a warhammer and a scimitar.
Why don't you ride that badger over to one of them booths and take a look?
I will exactly do that. I
need
will
both
ride
of you to
ahead.
make an
I will be
investigation check.
cavalier and ride over to. Oh, I guess we're going to the first booth.
Well, go wherever
He
you
looked
want.
at the first
You
booth.
can go wherever you
And
want.
I
gonna
think I'll
investigate this
just,
first.
I'm going to the.
I'll
the
just
check
go
this.
to the next one here.
Okay. All of you roll for investigation, please.
7.
7. This
Well-
booth looks like it hasn't been touched in hundreds of years.
I got.
Can I look and peek inside and see if there's any goods or what the booth may have done in the past?
Yeah, you reach in and you see that there are some broken bottles. It looks like this was a shooter game where people would blow little darts at the bottles, and if they exploded, they probably got a prize.
Do I find any shooters?
You don't.
Oh.
You find broken bottles and a couple of the little beacons.
Guys, look around for a missing shooter. I think this booth's missing a shooter.
Can you describe what that looks
What
like?
is that? What's the shooter?
It's like for little tiny darts. You use you hold it like this, and it's sort of the thunk like that.
Is that like a blow dart?
It's very similar to a blue dart. Yeah, it's
blue
like a
dart?
Blue dart. Yeah.
All the blow darts I've seen have been like a nice ivory color. Maybe a beige.
Yeah, you haven't been to the Arctic.
Or maybe a tawny.
Oh, is everything blue in the Arctic?
everything.
Everything.
Oh,
wow.
and you know when you walk
I've never
around,
been.
there's just non-stop music with just jingle bells going, like every snow level in video games.
And so with that, what did you roll for your
I got a
investigation?
6.
A 6?
I'm at the ticket booth.
You're at the ticket booth?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
And
show
then Richie,
I got a 5.
this booth doesn't look like it's been used in years. And Mikey, with yours, you see...
My name is Orida.
Yeah.
My mother's.
Orida.
I was named after
Orida.
my mother, Orifice.
This is
getting very
Gus's
meta.
canonical
This is getting
sister.
very meta.
Well,
With you look, and it also is dilapidated. The window that was on the front of this booth is broken, but there's a very large sign that says "Push for tickets."
Well, I guess I'll listen to I'll listen to anything, so I'll push.
You push the button, and immediately a ticket pops out at you. The lights on the carnival blink into existence. The sounds of music are coming out of these large speakers, these metal speakers that are attached on random booths here and there. And
Thanks for the sub.
Mikey.
what's up, Mikey? And it is with this that you see, as all the lights come on, you start to see the dust fall away. And what once were broken wrought iron decorations are now shining. It is quite beautiful, and everything seems to be moving. A ferris wheel off to the side begins to spin. One thing catches your eye. The carousel in the middle. Completely lifeless. No light shining from it. No movement coming from it. While everywhere else around it is full of life. In the direction of the Ferris wheel, you hear a strange cackling laughter and the pattering of feet as it skitters across the dirt.
Who's that laughing? Y'all hear that laughing?
well, I sometimes hear laughing in my head, but you can hear it too?
Yeah. I heard some laughing and maybe some of those tiny feet that Aquaman mentioned before.
I believe I also heard it.
Well,
I didn't hear shit,
I suppose we should.
but I
go
believe
check it out.
you. Okay, I got a ticket, by the way.
Oh, do we all need tickets?
No, I guess, do we need a ticket to play a game?
I'm gonna look inside the ticket booth and see if there's a basket for like torn up ticket stubs or something along those lines.
Okay, roll for investigation.
All right, that's where I'm not a Viking at anything. Eh?
You look inside and you don't see a basket for torn up tickets, sir. You see a small wooden box that seems to be attached at the back where you guess the tickets probably come from, but nothing else.
Well, what happens if we push the ticket button again? Do you think it only has 4 tickets?
It's worth a try, and I press the button.
A ticket comes out.
I take it, I press the button.
Another ticket comes out.
I take it, I press the button.
Another ticket comes
and
out.
if they come out like in a whole like
I hold the button.
They keep shooting out one after another until finally
Well, I suppose I should take one.
they stop. And it appears that you have depleted the box of tickets. There are probably around 20 or so. On the
I
ground
like
in front
scoop
of you.
them all up and I like hand them out to everybody. I give everybody like 5 tickets apiece.
Okay, perfect.
I will accept this ticket, and I rip it in half, and I put one on the top of the like counter where the ticket booth is, and I'm now admitted to this carnival.
I think these are for games. You just wasted a game ticket. We're already in the carnival. There's a big welcome sign out back. Out front. We passed it.
What is your intelligence score again?
I'm really bad at everything. I think you'll learn. We've been traveling for a
And
while.
everything.
It's okay, my sweet summer child. Just come with us.
I once wild shaved back into myself to spend the charge.
Hey, have you ever considered wild shaping into a very large badger?
I've done that for you many times.
Oh, that's exactly right. I forgot about that.
That's right. I get into little scripts with Badgie over there.
Oh no, he prefers to be called VLB. Badgie is what his siblings call him. It's a very sore spot.
That's not what he prefers to be called.
VLB is a formal name.
Well, no, his name is Very Large Badger.
Oh, wait, I knew
Well, that's
that.
at least creative.
I mean, and he's a very large badger because when I first met him, I was in the forest and I saw a very large badger and I said to myself and also out loud, "Ah, that's a very large badger." And then he became my mount.
I think maybe I'll write a song about this one day.
You very much should.
We can work on it. We can workshop it later.
It should be called the Very Large Badger and the Whisper Mouse family. That's my name, the Whisper Mouse.
Really?
I whisper to myself a time.
I just go by Sissy. I didn't know we all had last names.
No, I hear the whispers of the mice. They tell me to do very dark things.
I've heard about your time.
They tell me to burrow into walls and eat all of the cheese in houses. They tell me to get into comical cartoon hijinks with that house cat.
I've had just about enough of this conversation.
Let's proceed.
Hey, who's that laughing? Is that? Come on out! Out, I say!
You say this out into the night air. The sounds of the speakers spilling forth the joyous carnival music kind of makes it almost difficult for you to hear over there. But you begin to see that towards the Ferris wheel is a strange box, and in it some movement.
The Ferris wheel or the
Ferris wheel. So off on one side closest to Rich, I didn't have enough
there's
room to
there's
draw a big
Ferris
Ferris wheel, so that's a very tiny one, but it's much larger.
It's probably 20 feet.
There's a Ferris wheel and there's a box with some movement closer to it.
I'll run over to the box, see if I can detect an additional movement.
You make your way to the box and you see an ornate wooden box, and on it is a strange symbols and gold filigree. Inside is what appears to be some sort of animatronic man, a turban affixed to his head, gold bangles around him. On the base of the box, what appears to be an elaborate lamp, smoke carved in, billowing up around it. And it says fortune telling. There is a small slot that says insert ticket.
I insert the half of my stub into the thing.
Maybe it accepts just the half.
Just to stuff it in rudely.
You do, and it just sits in the inside of the slot.
Fuck, I ruined one of the tickets.
Yeah, that's exactly what I just said.
Guys, come over here. There's a man.
Do there appear to be any directions on this box?
I think he's probably going to turn us all into adults.
Well,
I don't have to wish that I was big.
I know.
I'll put in one. Why not? I'll put in a ticket.
You put in a ticket, and immediately you start to see as the man crumbles up. Hello, ma'am.
What? You mean me or that
I'm
thing?
I'm a man.
No. Would you like your fortune told?
You mean me?
No. Hello, ma'am.
Say yes.
And it is
No, you say yes.
and it is locking eyes directly
Well,
on
well,
you.
yeah, sure. Why not?
I didn't know you was a man.
I don't think I am. Last time I checked, but
Good things
it is the Feywild.
are in your past.
Well,
And you see as your ticket pops back out
ooh.
of the machine.
Can I read it? So it actually says this.
Yeah.
Well, that's very ominous. My ticket was stamped with some kind of wording on it.
Hey, Aquaman, give me one of them tickets.
No, I already given you 4 tickets. You have 4 remaining tickets. You're not getting any of mine.
I done ripped up those tickets.
You ripped them all up.
I ripped up one of those tickets. I got 3 tickets after I bought.
No, there's 4 tickets.
I forgot.
So you have 5. Okay, hold on.
How many tickets we got?
Okay, Sissy. And then there's Sissy. There is other Whisper Mouth probably because my mother really
get
got
the badger
around.
in it.
And then Wet Fella.
I'm Pete-Eye.
Oh, Pete-Eye.
Pete-Eye Bright Moon.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Pete-Eye Bright Moon.
How can I forgive the big pee-pee? And then Moist Fellow.
Your parents must really not want to choose.
I'm going to start going by the artist formerly known as Aqua.
Yeah, because you know this Aquaman.
Well, anyway, what my ticket now says is I'm a hole in the sky where water is often lost
I do like water.
with a rope hanging high. Ooh, I don't like the sound of that. Climb me nice and fast, Daddy. It doesn't say Daddy.
I snatched out his hand. I said, "This doesn't say Daddy on it." Oh, you
No,
jokester!
I'm just
Hanging
saying.
from a rope? Well, with a name like Pete I don't know.
Oh, move out of the way. I want to use a ticket. And I stick one of my tickets into the fortune machine.
You stick your ticket in and immediately. Hello, ma'am. Would you like your fortune told?
I look to the rest of the group and say, "This machine is clearly confused." And I look back at the machine and say, "Yes, I would like my fortune told."
Your hair is red. Your past.
I think this machine might be broken.
Well, let me give it a try.
I'm gonna run back to the ticket booth. I'm gonna find the half of the stub that I left on the
Did nothing
counter.
pop out?
Your ticket came back and had the same thing on the back. So.
Oh, I get the same. Huh. Well, I've got the same thing now. And it definitely this time does not say Daddy.
I think we should climb the Ferris wheel. That's what this strange animatronic genie is trying to tell us.
I'm gonna hold on my tickets. There might be more tickety things.
Well, we heard laughter and pattering feet. Can we see which direction it came from?
Roll an investigation check.
Well,
I'd like to help. 19.
You look around, looking specifically for the same footprints that you saw when you first entered the carnival. And you see that they are, as you circle, you notice that they are coming what looks like directly from the carousel in the middle and directly out through the spacing between where you're at and where the walkway to the funhouse is. So it's going diagonally from the carousel in between them. Between the funhouse and the
So
exactly
it's
that way.
going here?
No, it's going between.
Oh, like
Yes.
Oh, it's going out this way.
Yes.
So is this just the end of like a clear pathway, and this is like
Everything
clear?
behind there is basically just underbrush and forest, etc.
Well, I suppose we could follow these steps.
You found tracks. I mean, I think we should figure out if there's somebody running this carnival. We should at least introduce
Let's go,
ourselves.
VLB. Let's go. I'll run off towards the laughter.
And I'll follow.
I'll look back at the machine and I'll.
Thanks for the follow.
Oh, thanks for the follow.
Thank you.
3. Anti-snip 3. I think we have
Chat.
Might be snipe.
Oh, anti-snipe. That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
We want to follow the footprints into the underbrush.
I'll begrudgingly follow behind.
You step into the underbrush and immediately feel this strange malaise as it overcomes you. You blink, and when you open your eyes, you are once again standing beneath the welcome sign.
Oh, what in the hell? Hey, I can't move them all.
Oh, yeah,
back to the
yeah,
welcome,
sorry.
You can just have. I fucking hate the Feywild. A wise alligator once told me.
I've always loved it here. It's so magical and fey.
Well, your intelligence score is so low, I would not surprise you say that.
You're a very rude person. Do you know that?
So
Are you just noticing that with your intelligence
so
score
we're
of
at the
negative
welcome
5?
sign.
Yes, so you, as
Not,
you step,
not like inside the...
you're right beneath it. So it's like an archway that goes above your head.
Now I'm wondering if that would happen if we tried to leave out through the welcome area.
Well, why don't you
I
just
take
go
5
on?
steps out like I'm going to leave back the way we came.
You begin to walk forward, and you blink, and all of a sudden you're walking back into the carnival.
Okay, well,
Well,
that's,
you
that
just
confirms
teleported right in front of us.
my suspicions.
This is how we die.
I must say it's been an honor getting to know all of you and going on lovely missions because this is probably the end for all of us.
Well, hold on. Maybe it only works for humanoids. VLB, why don't you give it a try? I'll hop off VLB, and hopefully VLB will walk out. I don't know. As a cavalier, am I able to, like, I don't know how that works for... Just go out and I'll smack him on his bad
I can
ass.
communicate with animals. They can understand me, but I don't necessarily understand them. But
Go on now, Badger. Go on. Isn't this romantic? I always wanted to die in a carnival.
I too have the ability to speak with animals if you ever need a translator.
So you see as VLB begins to walk along the same path that Aqua had just recently trekked, and a very similar thing happens. She or he, doesn't matter.
I don't think I know.
It's a she. He never checked.
Oh,
I'm a druid. I check all the animals.
She begins to.
That's very inappropriate.
This is revealing.
Well.
She begins to walk out, and as she's walking away from you, a split second later, you see her again walking away from you, but in the opposite direction, directly towards the carousel.
Okay, VLB, let's go ride to the carousel.
I may only have an intelligence of 10, but I'll bet you the kids have also been trapped in this arena where you can't escape.
Well, then I wonder, suppose maybe that was what the footprints were. They were trying to escape and then quickly realized that they weren't able to.
Invisible children?
Well, I can also see invisibility if we're worried about that.
Well, do that.
Okay, but
Use all your spell slots.
maybe
Yeah, well,
I have many of
you
them.
can
Don't
just,
worry.
you can just do that, or is it going to cost you some of that energy?
It takes me playing a little ditty on my lute here,
I
and
love
then
it when you play with your ditty.
I don't play with the. Well, we can talk about
That's
that.
why they call him the moist fellow.
He's
Whoa,
not that quiet.
whoa, okay. Maybe we should do this closer to the carousel and get a better look at it, and then we can take a look around and see what's there. What's at the end of that alleyway?
boat ready.
Boat ready. Got it. Got it. I'm gonna walk back towards the carousel
Okay.
and look through my spells as I do that.
Okay, you make your way to the carousel. It's once again with this trip a little more noticeable how quiet the carousel is in comparison to how lively it feels that everything else is. Even with this entire carnival itself being devoid of any kind of humanoid or life. Just the motion of the animatronics in these booths, the spinning of the Ferris wheel off to the side, and the random melodic noises coming from both the boathouse and the funhouse. The carousel in the middle just feels so dour in comparison, all the lights out, completely motionless. And you make your way to it. It casts a shadow over all of you as you are now directly in front of it. A small box off to your side, which looks like is more than likely the box that's used to run the machine.
For the carousel.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at, are the animals, are they like on poles? I'm picturing horses and stuff.
Yeah. You see horses, swans, elephants, a couple of what looked like carriages of sorts with a swan on either side where you could fit 2 or 3 people in them. It's very beautiful.
Isn't this elaborate? This is so beautiful.
I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna start like petting the weird fake plastic head of the, well, not plastic, but you understand, the wooden head of one of the horses.
You think we can turn it on and take a ride?
I'll give it a shot. Let's go.
And I'll go into the box and try to operate it.
So you begin roll an investigation check.
That's where I'm very not good at all. That'll be a 7.
You begin to feel around on it, and it almost seems like it's just a podium. You expected some kind of hinge or something that you could open up, maybe a button you could push to turn it on, but you're not finding any of those things.
I'll smash it with my warhammer.
Okay, roll to attack it.
Natural 20.
Roll for damage.
Gotta give it up for the natural 20.
Gotta give it up.
You gotta give it up for that natural
Well,
20.
you just gotta give it up. Oh, that's okay. Oh, I got 2 dice. There we go. 2d10. Oh, that's pretty good.
14 points. Or wait, no, 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
You take your warhammer. You feel around on it, and you notice as Orida feels around on this thing, and quicker than any of you can reach up to say no, his warhammer comes out, slams right into it. You see this podium piece fly off, and though the music that's resonating throughout this carnival is incredibly loud, you can't help but hear the echoing sounds of this wooden rectangle as it scatters down the pathway. And what you see on the inside is an elaborate metal rod straight up out of the ground, a square platform on the top with 2 keyholes, no keys.
Are you gonna get it to work, Order?
I mean, we gotta find the silver keys.
What do you mean keys? Just put in a ticket.
Oh, okay, I'll shove the ticket in the keyhole.
I cannot believe the stupidity of us.
You do that, and it appears to be a keyhole, so the ticket sits in it.
That was a horrible idea. Well,
You're still very mean.
So were we able to see past the broken mechanical fortune teller man to see what was down here?
Yeah, it appeared to be a beautiful, illuminated Ferris wheel, and it's turning and going, and along the path are the same kind of shops or the same little booths that you saw on the way in, manned by what seem to be similar creatures to the fortune teller, mechanical humanoids.
Well, it appears that this is the only clue that we currently have in regards to getting to the bottom of this wacky carnival. So perhaps we need to find some keys.
Well, I could try to ask my guide where the key is. If we have 10 minutes.
Well,
We've got a lot of time. We ain't going nowhere.
I suppose, you could take the time and the rest of us could split up and search a little.
I mean, given that we're trapped here, I think we've got all eternity, or at least until we die of thirst. Unless they have a snow cone station.
I want to ride the carousel.
Well, give me a second and I can cast a spell and see if I can learn anything.
Then why don't you take the time to do that, and I'm going to start walking towards the Ferris wheel. I'd like to take a look at the shops along the way and get a better look at the Ferris wheel.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, I start casting the ritual. It takes it's one action, or it can be used as a ritual. I think it'll take me 10 minutes.
Okay, you do that.
You do that. I'll go check out this other way here.
So, want both of you to roll for investigation.
Oh,
Thank you,
Thanks,
Paul.
It's good to see you, pal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Both of you roll for investigation.
5.
Okay.
18.
You look at this funhouse, and you look around it, and you have this eerie feeling about it, but you don't see anything strange. You don't see any keys. It looks very large, and a peek around the corner immediately is met with another turn, and you get the idea that there may be some kind of maze or something to do with this, classic funhouse style, and it's up to you whether you feel it's an adventure you're willing to take on your own.
Anybody in there? Kids, come out and play.
You hear nothing but the sound of the music of the carnival.
Damn. I'll turn
For
around
you.
and head back.
You make your way up and you find a similar box to the one you saw on the fortune telling man. It is a box that says insert ticket. And that is what's in front of you. The Ferris wheel is going around and around.
I turn to the rest of the group and I shout, "Well, there's a spot to put a ticket in here, so I'm gonna do it." And I just stick a ticket in there.
Right, you stick a ticket into the slot. Your ticket goes all the way in.
Do we hear him?
Yeah, you would
Okay.
hear him.
I'll come over and join you.
And the next moment that one of the buckets reaches the bottom, instead of continuing its rotation, the bucket stops. The door opens, and it just sways in the wind, waiting for you to enter.
Let's go for a ride.
I take out my lute and I start to just strum a little bit, and I think, this could be the last song that I play. Farewell, friends. Are you joining me, Sissy?
They don't call me sissy for nothing.
I don't understand how that applies. As I strum the lute, we walk together onto the.
I like hook his arm.
Onto the we get in the bucket.
Roll a dex saving throw.
Oh dear lord, I
Me
don't think I'm
too?
good at that.
Is
So
it
that's just straight dex, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think mine's a 0. Let me just double check.
is it magically created or manipulated plant?
Nope. No, it is not.
Alright, let me take a look at my ability.
I got advantage on him.
That's oddly specific. Almost so specific that it's fucking useless.
I am able to add something to my roll.
Oh shit. 16.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I always lose where these things go, and then I don't know how to find them again. It's features and traits, that's what it is. And then I can do Jack of all trades. Add half of my proficiency bonus round down to ability check. Okay, ability check, so this is just Dex. Alright. So I haven't been doing that. I got a 9.
Okay. You both climb into the bucket of this Ferris wheel, and the moment you step in, the bucket begins to sway. And Sissy steps in after you, knocking it off balance. You both crash into each other and fall to the floor. You take 1d4 damage from just hitting your heads on the side.
Ouch.
Of the bucket.
Sissy, please try to be more careful.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it was going to be so sway.
Not too soon after you right yourselves and find a seat in the bucket, it begins to make its motion upwards. You get to the very top, and it stops, and you can see the twilight court all around you. The sparkling of stars, the sparkling of stars, and it seems strange to you now because inside of this carnival, the sunlight isn't shining, or the moonlight isn't shining. The stars are dark in the sky, but in the rest of the Twilight Court, the luminescent eyes of the stars are far more brilliant than you remember. And it's almost as if you'd forgotten what it looked like. And it is beautiful. You gaze out over the entirety of the carnival, and the carousel is still the dark stain on this entire area. Completely devoid of light. I want both of you to roll a perception check.
Oh boy. Well, I got a 1.
14.
Then I have to add my perception, which is a 3. So I got 4, and then I get to add half my proficiency, which is 2. So I got a 6.
Okay. You you just notice that it's so incredibly dark. You can see the small figures of your friends still in that area. Peni casting
That tree.
casting his ritual.
They call big people.
I'm sorry.
I'm Peni.
However, Sissy, you notice something that catches your eye, and that is that in the entirety of this carnival, the lights that are all around the rim of this Ferris wheel are the exact same bulbs of the carousel in the middle, and they're the only two places. As you begin to look around, beginning to notice this, you realize they're the only two places with the same kind of bulbs. Every other bulb is in different colors or different sizes, or in wall sconces, and these are these large bulbous bulbs. And as you notice this, yes, bulbous bulbs, and as you notice this, you begin to hone your attention on the carousel, carousel, where you notice there is a bulb missing.
Oh.
Isn't this just a lovely night, Sissy? I'm glad that you are here with me while I'm strumming my lute and just gaining massive amounts of inspiration from the lovely scenery.
Would you be kind of hand me one of them bulbs?
What do I say?
As you say this, it begins to motion, and you are standing up, looking at all of this, and you tumble out of the Ferris wheel.
Oh shit!
Am I quick enough to try to reach her?
Dexterity saving
Sissy,
throw.
no!
Put the bulb down! I asked you to
Shit.
grab the bulb!
I got a 4.
You reach to grab Sissy, but her fur-bulk hands slip from yours as she plummets to the ground.
Do I have
And
time
you
to
take-
wild shape?
You take 1d10 fall damage, or you can wild shape if you'd like to.
I'll just take it, whatever. Fuck.
Holy shit, are you alright?
Oh wow, only one.
Oh,
Do I see
I have to roll for Andy. Okay, you're fine.
Just try to breathe. You knocked the wind out of you.
Can you guys shut up? I'm trying to concentrate. Hey, Big BB, I know you're busy, but I think Sissy just died.
No, she's okay.
Whatever, that's fine.
What about bulbs you were saying?
I got the wind knocked out of me from both sides! Grab one of the bulbs!
Do I see what he's talking about?
I would say you're smart enough to see what he's talking about.
I'm gonna attempt to unscrew it then.
All right, roll a dexterity. Just roll a straight athletics.
Athletics, I am great at. 18.
Okay.
20. 20 total.
You perch yourself over,
Ah!
somehow balancing yourself on this rickety bucket. As you reach over and you slowly unscrew one of these bulbs. And as it's about to come loose, you half expect the entire thing to power down. But there's just one dark spot on the chain of bulbs as you remove it. It seems to stay illuminated, unlike the carousel that couldn't seem to function without this bulb. You now have one large bulbous bulb.
Well, luckily, my fingers are like biceps, and I was able to remove the light bulb
And
from
as
the
you
fixture.
say this, it begins to move to its next spot. And you remain firmly in the bucket. You make your way to the bottom of the carousel, or the Ferris wheel.
I get to the bottom and Sissy, are you all right?
No, I'm crying, it's so hurt.
I scoop her up and I carry her back to the
Uncle
carrot. They're there now. We are
Stole
Sissy.
Christmas.
It's okay. It is all right. I've retrieved the bulb.
I don't know if you saw from way up when we were up on that, if you could just put it up in there.
How tall is so I notice him pointing it out.
I
It
point
looks
at the
like
spot.
just based on the way that this carousel is made, you could. It would take a couple of minutes, but you'd be able to climb your way up to the top. And it is at this point, though, that I will say Peni has finished his ritual.
Hey, Big BB, how's it going? I think I'm ready. Well, okay, here goes. Hestia, who is truly Bestia. Goddess of life, hearth, home, of bountiful bosoms. I must ask you. Don't forget blue ribbons. Yeah, blue ribbons, I guess. I don't know. Depends on who worships you. I must ask you.
I know.
Where are the silver keys?
So how does this spell work?
I
I lean-
you're gonna get like Wayne or like
I
Wax.
lean-
That's it.
I lean over to Sissy and I say, do we even know that they're silver?
How do you lean to me? You're carrying me right now.
I set you down. I make sure you're okay.
Lean
I
forward.
I whisper in your ear gently.
Old Warfish told me they were silver keys, so that's what I said. Haven't you ever played a Legend of Zelda game? There's always silver keys.
I'm not familiar with that.
Spells? What did I cast?
Am I supposed to know?
It's
Was it augury?
It's divination.
Oh.
So the GM offers a truthful reply. The reply may be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen.
Okay. So you do this, and you see you hear him, you see him finish his casting, and he makes his proclamation to Hestia the Bestia, and you see as his eyes gloss over white and peni. In your mind's eye, you see the image of a mirror, and reflected back at you is nothing at first. And then slowly you see, "Hello, ma'am. Would you like to have your fortune told?" The glass shatters. Another mirror appears, and the same thing over and over and over again.
I'm seeing this.
You're seeing this in your head. The constant shift between a mirror housing the reflection of the creepy old fortune teller.
I saw something, fellas. I saw something.
What was it?
I don't know. I was never very good at interpreting your messages. There was some mirrors. Describe it. Okay, there were a few mirrors that were shattered. Okay. I haven't seen a mirror in weeks. And then there was this weird, like, genie wooden animatronic puppet guy. Like what we saw? I haven't seen one of those in weeks. Did I see one?
Did the genie also get shattered as I ride old VLB over to
I forget. Did the genie get shattered?
Well, I'm no expert, but mirrors make me think of a funhouse.
That's a great idea.
Had checked out earlier.
I think my intelligence is like -3.
But perhaps we should investigate this mechanical gentleman a bit more.
Okay.
I'll go take a look.
And I'll walk over and I'll see if there's a panel or something on the back or sides that might allow me to gain entrance into the box.
Okay, I will say it's easy enough to see. There is a little hinge, or there are two hinges on the side. It looks to be a small panel that you could open. You open it, it's not locked, and you can see the hunched over animatronic body of the fortune teller.
It's a good thing that thing opened up easily.
I would have had my warhammer would have fun. By the way, hey, does everyone else get very uncomfortable that old big pee-pee keeps bringing up religion? It's like a big no-no. It's a big taboo. Come on. I mean, in the current year, you're really going to be shoving down your god or goddess. I don't care how big her anime titties are. It's just not polite.
Well, I, for one, am actually interested now, so if we could talk more about your religion
Well,
another
I'm
time.
always interested, but I never try to be pushy.
I actually have a very high religion score, so maybe I could be converted.
All right, well, we'll talk later.
In the meantime, I'm gonna try without touching the doll to see if there's like anything with this animatronic dude that like could be removed, or if I can see where like the mechanism is to, I don't know, turn him off and turn him on again.
Okay, roll for investigation.
That's where I've gotten less than 10 every single roll. 8.
Oh, you look, and it looks like you could take his clothes off of him. You lift up.
That's something else I'm familiar with as a bard.
You have to make that face.
I'll observe and I'll do one button.
Please play a female furbook all the time. You do that. Yeah, you do that, and you look inside, and it is made of wood and metal pieces, and it is... Derek Hart being its character reminds me of
I'm leaving.
Well, goodbye.
Jesus.
Goodbye.
And is he... But you don't see levers, you don't see keys, you don't see anything that would make you believe that this is where he's activated. You are able to tell, however, that where you insert the tickets appears to go into the portion of the box that is below the waist, and that is not a portion that's accessible through the store.
Okay.
Hey, Aquaman, can you lift up this box and see if we can get up under it?
Well, as a bard, getting up under it is something that I'm pretty good at.
I know.
And with my belt of cloud giant strength, I would be happy to.
Let me see if you can do it with 2 fingers this time.
Try for 3. Go all in.
So just so I'm clear, you'd like me to attempt to pick up the entire...
Well, I
machine.
think I want to see if there's a mechanism underneath where his waist stuffs are.
All right, I'm gonna lean down, try to grab each side of the box, and pull it straight
Okay.
up.
Roll a strength.
Just strength, not athletics.
Nope, just strength.
That will be a 23.
You reach and you feel yourself pulling up, and though it feels like there's a little bit of give, you can't seem, even mustering that much strength, you can't seem to wrench this from the ground. And as you're pulling on it, you hear the animatronic come into motion as he rights himself and says, "Lift me down, you will."
Oh, holy hell! And I step back and I say, this is one box that Aqua will not be getting into.
Hold on. And I'll let old Gus give it the 3-finger surprise.
I'll take off his clothes.
Great idea.
Let's see if
I'm done. I'm done.
Fair, before we do anything, this thing appears to be sentient to some degree. It's aware that we were trying to lift it.
Well, hurry up and take off his clothes and I'll give it a try.
Let's see if he objects.
I'll undo the rest of the buttons of his tiny vest and start to work it off his tiny animatronic arm. And
So disturbing.
You take his clothes off.
I want to see if they painted on nipples.
and then, does he have like a turban hat on?
He does,
All right, I
yes.
pop that onto my head, and let's, now that he's totally nude above the waist.
He is definitely totally nude above the waist.
I'll
He
take
didn't
my
say anything. He must have enjoyed it.
I'll take my warhammer and smash open the box.
Roll to attack.
Let's hope I get another natty hundo. Oh no, not at all. That's not great at all. One moment, please. Actions. Where the fuck are my actions? There they are.
Will you be kind and grab me one, too?
That'll be a 17 to hit.
Okay. You take your it's a warhammer or
It's a warhammer.
warhammer. You take your warhammer, and similar to what you had seen prior at the carousel, Orida begins to slam the warhammer down into this box. It makes purchase against the side of this box, and immediately you see the animatronic right itself. Hit my home, you didn't. And he starts shaking, and I need you to roll a d12, and you will take that amount of lightning damage.
By the way, how do I decide what armor resistance my armor resistance is?
Yeah.
You could roll for it. Write down 1 through 4.
One point. Yeah.
You take 1 point.
Ah!
Don't you?
Well, I got zippity zap. Don't talk back.
That's pretty good. Have you ever thought of becoming a bard?
No, I had never had the figuring techniques to play a lute.
And
It's something you develop over time.
as you're talking, you see it right itself again, and it says, "The night is light. The ground is up. You are dead. I am..." And go back down into his inactive state.
Well, he seems to be saying things that are totally true and not at all the opposite of what's reality.
I don't like
Well-
this one bit.
We're not dead, though, so what's he saying?
Well, unless this is our purgatory.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, dear gods.
What does it say on the back of them tickets again?
It says,
Yeah, why don't you read it?
I'd be happy to. I have a great voice for this. I'm a hole in the sky where water is often lost, with a rope hanging high. Climb me nice and fast. Not the first time I've heard that one.
Well, what's the opposite of a hole?
Well,
A plug.
So
Big old plug to wedge in the
And
hole.
what's the opposite of sky?
Ground.
So we need to find a ground plug.
Into the funhouse you go.
As you say this, you see him activate again. I'm a hole in the ground. And instead of falling back down into his normally deflated position, he stays in that motion.
Did y'all see any holes in the ground?
I haven't noticed yet. I haven't really been looking. I suppose though that we're onto something where he's saying the opposite of the things that are true.
If that's in the right direction, I mean, this could just be one of them red herrings for flavor.
What was your fortune? What was your fortune earlier? Something about your past having good things ahead?
yeah, he said that
Fuck.
my past was good, which means that my future ain't too bright, I suppose.
Oh no, and I certainly don't have red hair.
Oh, that's right.
You have blue hair.
I am, yes.
That's why they call you the moist fellow.
They call me a lot of things.
Or just that he doesn't speak truths. So it's all worthless.
Well, let's go to the funhouse and break some mirrors.
I suppose
I think that's a good idea.
I suppose that's a good idea, and we'll just ruminate
Let's come
on
back.
this.
Yeah,
All right, off to the
let's
funhouse.
come back.
Did you put the bulb into the carousel?
Oh no, I've been climbing.
We should
this.
probably no. Let's go back to the carousel.
I'm going to climb.
Oh,
I
yeah.
asked you
With my,
specifically.
I apologize. I was distracted. When we started
Why
talking
didn't you
about.
do that right away?
I'm sorry.
Why didn't you catch me when we were on the ferry?
I tried. I'm very strong. I'm not very fast.
Really?
There's a lot of baggage here.
You scale, it takes you a minute or so, but you scale the carousel and you're able to place the bulb into the socket where the bulb had been missing. And the entire carousel illuminates. You hear a grinding and shifting noise, but it doesn't seem to be moving. You can hear that it's trying, but it's catching some kind of resistance. The bulb illuminated the lights, but it doesn't seem to be powering the carousel.
This was still a great idea. It
It's
was a good idea.
at least we can see now. This is nice.
Agreed.
Well, do we still need a ticket to activate the carousel? Maybe it's working and we just gotta stick in a ticket.
Those are keyholes, not ticket receptors.
Well, no, the keyholes
If you
are on the...
remember, Orda already tried to put a ticket in, and nothing happened.
Oh, that's right. No, that's where the
He only
keyholes are.
put a ticket into one of the holes. Maybe we
I
fold them
think
up.
that sounds like a great idea.
No, I think it's a keyhole for a key, a ticket hole for a ticket.
Can you fit underneath the carousel and see if you can get up in the area?
Well, send old VGB.
Let's set old VGB. No, VLB. I'm sorry,
VGB.
I don't know. Isn't that some kind of... It sounds familiar anyway.
VLB. See what you can burrow into.
Go on now, Badgie.
We're sending Badgie underneath the carousel
VLB.
to Badgie to go underneath the carousel to see if he can find a maybe
Hope he
there's
doesn't get turned into Badger.
So,
yeah, he's super smart.
VLB makes her way under the carousel and scouts the underside of it and returns. And can any of you understand animals?
I have speak with animal.
But you need to cast it.
I can't communicate. I can tell them what to do, but I can't understand.
Well, in that case,
speech and
I
can
suppose
also
if there's
find complaint.
information there, I will cast the first spell of the night. Stand back. Sorry, the second spell of the night. Stand back. And I take out my lute and I strum it. And I haven't been able to. I can't prepare anything. I'm not clever enough to come up with it. But I sing a song about badgers and being able to understand them.
I like
Badger,
big badgers that I can't outline.
What are you guys talking about? Badger, 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 badger,
That's an old one.
badger, carousel, carousel.
See, Derek has practice at
I've
this.
been practicing.
That's a very unique lyric.
And I cast Speak with Animals.
Okay, so you do this.
Oh,
And VLB comes out from under the carousel and says, "Hey, yeah.
Thanks for the follow.
Thanks for
Thank
the
you.
follow. Hey, yeah, so I was under there, and, like, there's pretty much just dirt under there, and except for, like, this one really long stone, like, rod that's going into the earth, but, like, other than that, there's, like, nothing, and, like, some random bones of, like, kids. But, like, nothing
Whoa.
really interesting or
Oh,
anything."
wait, go back to the thing about the bones. And I'm saying this in Badger speak, obviously. Wait, does it actually change my mouth? Or
You would be, like...
I speak
you would
English
be-
to the thing and it
No,
understands
you would be
me.
like speaking like badger, like grunts and huffs and whatever.
Okay, I will talk to you in English, but they all hear me doing chittering and grunting.
And that's what they hear back from
Roughly, yeah.
VLB.
Whoa! Go back to that thing about the animal, the child bones.
Oh yeah, they're like little tiny femurs and like little phalanges.
Were you able to determine roughly how many sets of skeletal pieces?
I don't know, like 100 or something.
Holy hell!
Was that important? Because I was just looking at the stone.
No, that was good. That was great. While I've got you, is there anything you'd like me to relay to your master or your companion?
Yeah, he farts on me, and it's like real gross. Can you have him like not do that, but like maybe get off?
I'll send the message. I can't promise that he'll comply.
Okay, but like yeah, if you could just let him know.
Okay. This has been lovely.
Yeah, no.
I imagine
like
you
it.
don't have too many people to talk to.
No, I just listen to him tell me what to do.
Oh, well, I'm sorry I'm going to be plunging you back into a very lonely, isolated state, and I dropped the spell. The Badger said that you should please stop farting on it, and, there's roughly 100 children's bones underneath of the carousel.
Oh, VLB is such a killer.
But did you find any ticket holes?
No, it's just there's just an iron rod that appears to go into the ground, and then lots of bones of children.
Stone rod.
Stone rod that goes into the ground, and then just lots of children's bones.
Well, that's not very helpful at all.
What kind of bones?
Dead bones.
Dead bones. Well, man, it's good to know that all the money I spent to put VLB through medical school went to good use.
I was gonna
illuminating.
comment on that. Wow, that's very impressive. You can tell that they're human children bones.
To be fair, I hadn't even questioned it. Now that you mention it, I'm willing to. She seems like a solid person.
It's she. Her name's Badger.
Yeah, Badgie.
It's VLB. It's a very large.
She seemed
badger.
like she knew what she was talking about. So I'm guessing all of the kids are dead.
Well, isn't that the whole point of us coming here?
Well, let's go then.
Well,
let's
we
just
know
leave.
we tried that.
Well, we can't leave now.
Well,
Oh, no.
Let's try going in all
We got
directions at
tricked.
once, and maybe you'll get confused and let one of us
I
out.
think maybe we should all just go to the funhouse.
Okay, let's go and smash some beers.
We all go to the funhouse.
Guys, it's scary. I don't know.
You make your way to the funhouse, and you're entering.
Yeah.
Might as well.
You walk in.
Can we walk
and
around the funhouse first, or does it look like it's
I wouldn't leave
like
the path.
too big and we'll leave the path? And
You would leave the path to walk around it. So-
is there a ticket hole?
There is maybe. No, there's not.
Then I won't use it.
Is the door open?
Yeah, it's just a stone archway. It says Funhouse over it in elaborate carvings. As you walk into it, you see that there's a small winding path. It's basically just turns enough so that you can't see what's in front of you until it opens out into a long room. And the room itself is, or what appears to be a very large room, but you are stuck looking at these incredibly tall hedges. You have found yourself in some kind of strange hedged maze. And as you walk in a little bit, you see that the hedges are lined every stop area with a mirror. And it is here that we will utilize a map.
No, no.
Oh wow.
This is some fantastic
sorry.
horticulture.
Oh, look at this.
So you guys are coming. You guys are coming in from the arched area, that shit stain there that I
Yeah,
drew.
it's art 16. Got it.
And we are playing a game.
Wow, this is fantastic.
So, you have made your way into a mirror maze. And I need to just dump all these out. So, fuck those magical items. So, how this is going to work
Thank you.
is, as you approach a mirror, there is a spot that takes a ticket. And that ticket determines where you go into this maze. You have to try to make your way through helping each other get to the other side of this.
Wait, so hold
So
on.
is this going to use the tickets that we...
So you'll each go in a line, and you approach a mirror, and you have to pull a ticket
Okay.
from the mirror,
Right.
and that opens up the door, and that determines where you go or what happens.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'll go
And
first.
you guys have to try to make your way through this maze.
Should we just have one mini to represent all of us?
That's fine.
Okay. So let's do. There we go.
Oh, sissy.
Is there a spot you'd like us to start on?
Just right there at the very front is fine.
Okay.
So I would say the spot right in front of the brown shit stain. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm gonna pull the first ticket. Because I'm holding this weird black box thing. Oh, forward! That's convenient.
So we just move forward.
Yep.
All right, well.
Well,
Do we put it back in?
Keep your tickets.
Okay.
It is the artist formerly known as Aqua's turn.
And I would pay attention to the order that they're drawn in.
Forward.
Well.
Yeah, this is easy as shit.
How about you draw one on those, and then we'll do 2 and 3 and 4
What?
on our tickets.
Oh, let's write it down. That's right.
I don't have a writing implement, even though I'm a lore bard.
My
I think
pen's
that I would
a
be writing everything
Oh
down.
shit, this is left. I got a left one.
Here. 3.
I got a left beat.
Pass it to Andy, please.
Oh, it's Aqua's turn again. This is...
Hold on. Do we do left?
We didn't do
Oh,
left.
This is left.
Yep.
And then I got a forward. Hold on.
That's number 4.
So does turning matter, or is forward always this way, left is always this way, right is always this
If
way?
you go left, then if you get a forward, you're...
Okay, got it. So we went forward, left.
Right. That's
Forward.
bad.
No,
Oh, that's good,
good.
that's good.
Right
Oh.
is this way.
Thank goodness. This is a 5.
And then to Derek. So you're always going to go clockwise.
Well, why did we skip me?
Yes, we did.
Okay, well, all right.
And then we're gonna go back. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
But so when we go back, do we turn back?
No, it's just back. So it's as if you walked forward, so forward and back. So you just step back into the spot you were in before.
So we're sort
But
of
you're still facing in the same
cardinal
direction.
Got it.
but we're... Yeah, okay.
Left beef.
That's
And then to
that's
Rich.
number 7.
Back to Rich. You're going in clockwise.
Okay.
And then Rich, pass it to Mike.
Well, it's a dead end. So nothing happens?
So you can.
go to
So
Mike.
when you've reached a dead end. So you find that you've been wandering and you've reached a dead end. You can backtrack if you can remember the way, and attempt to take another ticket, or you can remain here.
So the order was 6 was the last ticket we drew, 7 was the last ticket we drew.
So this is
Because
8.
8, because we don't... So it would be a opposite of everything we did up until our most recent forward direction or something like that, right?
Are you saying we can use these tickets now to progress? The ones that we've already
You
drawn?
can backtrack.
Right, so if we look at the tickets in the order that we went, we can try to attempt to go find another route, basically. We can choose how many steps backwards we want to go, and then try to go a different direction.
Oh.
Well, let's go left.
Well, hold on. That ticket was the last one. We'd have to go right to go backwards, correct?
So yeah, right here. Or to this way.
Yep. And so now you can take. It's your turn, so you can take a ticket. But please mark that square off with an X. That is now a dead end. If you go back there, you have to redraw a ticket.
Left.
That takes us back to the desk.
So it takes you over. Sorry. So you'll go over it.
Oh, we go over it?
Yes.
Okay.
Great.
So left. That's number
That's
9.
number 9. That's 9.
And then you're clockwise, so it goes back to Rich.
Well, it's left again.
Wait, so we were going this way.
Yep.
It's left again, which is that way.
Well, I guess we'll die here.
I think we're making good. I think we're making good progress.
This one says roll a d12.
Well, shit.
Goodbye, friends. This looks like 12.
Yeah.
I got a 1.
No fucking way.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
Aquaman, are you okay?
I'll tell you in a moment.
You pull your ticket, and a very similar feeling comes over you as it did. Don't forget, I'm natural 20. Very similar feeling comes over to you as it did when you walked out into the forest for the first time. Your eyes begin to roll back in your head, and all of you find yourself at the very entrance to the funhouse.
Oh, gods be damned! This happened again!
I need you to put all of your tickets back in.
Should we scribble out the numbers?
Yeah.
I apologize, everyone. I had no idea. I will try not to have such horrible luck in the future. This would never have happened to
numbers were
Vandris.
important.
Who's Vandris?
Of all of the numbers you're gonna roll in.
But now we know.
Of
Right?
all 12.
I don't want to use my
There's one in
nat 20
12
until I
chance.
know, like...
Well, a
if I'm
natural
using it.
20, you can't roll a 20 on a d12.
Well, I
so-
assume it would just, I could choose to, like, max it out.
Yeah,
right?
you can also use it for an inspiration.
But I don't even
Choose it
know
to
if that's,
max
like,
out.
a good... I don't even know if that's, like, a good thing, right? If it's all just random stuff, 12 doesn't necessarily mean it's good, you know?
Well, let's go back to the mirror
So
house.
we're back at the beginning here?
Yeah, so
don't
you're
think we
not
should.
like all the way back outside. You're still in the mirror house. You're just at the very.
Just the square that we started on?
So there is a mirror in front of you with a take a ticket.
Well,
Right.
this house isn't very fun at all.
Someone else draw a ticket.
I'll draw a ticket.
Oh, I will tell you who will draw a ticket. Yeah, Derek, you'll draw a ticket.
Roll a diz.
Make it a 12, I guess.
A 4.
Okay. You can pass it along. Nothing
So
happens.
nothing
You stay
happens?
right there. Oh, and you're going counterclockwise this time.
Oh.
Sorry. So did Andy.
This isn't a fun house at all. It's a house of nightmares.
Back! We cannot go back.
You cannot.
So we just stay there?
Yep.
I like all
I'm
these
not even going to mark
mirrors,
things
though.
down as
This
numbers.
is fine.
The first direction we actually move in, mark that as 1.
Forward.
We should probably just write them down on a thing, right? Like I should be we don't have to put them down on the ticket.
You don't have
We
to.
could-
I just crossed mine out then. I don't know.
Let's
I just
go
don't have
left.
paper.
We're going left.
Unless you want to just record them all.
I could,
It's up
but
to you.
whatever. Let's just.
Oh, hold on, Derek. It's back at you. So it's actually, yeah, you were the first person. So yeah, it's back at you.
Rock and roll. Let's go dead end.
Well, that's a dead end.
So the dead end. So
Let's
you,
back up one and try again. Oh, I guess we're facing this way now.
Back!
Well, that's back into the dead end.
No, we go back to the first square,
You-
right?
no, back is just backwards from
Oh,
the way
this
you
way.
were facing.
Okay, there we go. That's fine.
Oh, okay. That's maybe.
But facing stays the same.
Yes.
Jesus.
So facing some
Back. Well,
Oh boy.
that's fine. We're just walking backwards. We're moon dancing through the funhouse.
We're going to find it right away, I think.
Left.
Now pass it to Rich.
I think mathematically we're just gonna keep going in circles.
Well,
I've decided this is how we die.
Well, I got a dead end.
did any of you guys ever see Twitch plays Pokemon?
Perhaps if we all change our religion to the Helix fossil. Which direction?
This way?
Yeah. No, counterclockwise. So you go to Mike.
Oh man, this is very just nightmarish.
Billy Jean mysteriously.
Right,
gets-
we're going right. Oh, we're like back to where we started.
Can one of y'all try to break these mirrors?
I could, but I might kill us all.
I guess. That might be for the best. Dead end.
We're getting them all out of the way. This is good.
Yeah, that's okay.
Eventually, we can only go forward,
Get it.
and then we can go through the side.
You
of
can get it right.
Dead end.
Okay, I'm gonna start smashing the mirrors. I'm literally the one when we get back. I'm gonna smash this mirror.
Let's see if we can smash a mirror.
On his turn, sure.
Oh, who's sorry?
Oh.
Rich.
So Rich.
Well, I'll just pull one. I'm not gonna smash no mirror. Oh, it's a dead end.
This is a nightmare.
So do you remember which direction you were going in? Because you're just moving yourselves backwards, but you have to be going in the direction of the cards that you pulled.
But we literally will go back into two dead ends,
Yeah.
and then we'll just toggle back and forth between the two dead ends
Yeah.
forever.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So we're on the dead end, and now we are on a dead end, and so then we will go to this dead end here,
So you're-
and now we're going
So
to
keep
Okay,
going.
perfect. No, if you're toggling between two dead ends.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
I'm gonna smash open the fucking
You
mirror.
Wait,
can't right
hold on.
now. You were
Oh.
toggling between two dead ends.
My body's being ripped apart!
Okay, I need you to, along Rich's side, you are going to go up 6. And then
Here?
towards Mikey, you are going to go over 6.
Can we go? So we go here?
Yep.
Ugh.
You feel yourselves as you find yourself in this space. You feel like you're being ping-ponged back and forth. The mirrors on all sides feel like they're rotating, and all of a sudden you feel as you just fall out into a spot, a mirror in front of you, a ticket hanging out of the box.
Oh, I don't like this at all.
And it is going to be Andy.
Oh, something compels me.
Keep your tickets. Those tickets go off to the side. You are starting off fresh.
All right, we got all the dead
I'll
ends
put him
out
in
of
the.
way.
I'll put him in the funhouse. We did get out a lot of them.
Right. Clockwise or counterclockwise?
Clockwise.
Left.
No, from where we were.
Oh, right.
Okay, Mikey, it's your turn. If you'd like to attack, you can attack.
I'm gonna smash the fucking mirror. I hate this place.
Okay,
I'm gonna do it.
roll an attack.
Oh boy. That's gonna be, I believe, a 10.
Okay, 10 hits. Roll for damage.
Roll damage, that'll be 8.
Okay, you take your what is it again?
Warhammer.
Warhammer. You take your Warhammer and you smash it into the mirror. And for a second, you believe that the mirror itself is going to shatter. But you see as it hits, and you can physically see the shifting and warping of the mirror. A woo, 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 woo sounds. Your eyes gloss over and you find yourselves at the beginning. I need you to put everything back into the box, please.
Well,
Don't do that again!
well, what if I smash it harder next time?
No, don't. We gotta get through this. Unless you want to stay in purgatory
Which one of
until
us
we
is
all
drawing first?
die of thirst.
Rich.
Hey, Kyle. Hello.
Hey!
Kyle,
Hey,
congratulations!
congratulations!
Kyle's getting married.
Murray.
Don't give it up for
Kyle's
Kyle.
getting married.
Well, it's a dead end.
I guess we're dead.
You push forward, and with nowhere to go behind you, the DM rolled a natural 20, and your eyes gloss over, and you find yourselves on the opposite end, a door immediately in front of you.
Hey, well,
Fucking lucky mother.
They call that failing up.
I think they
Stupid.
call that the peanut principle.
All we had to do
it's got a ring to
So
it.
dumb.
we just had to fail so hard until we eventually succeeded.
In front of you, you find a doorway. It is a bland wooden doorway. There is a latch you could open, no sign of a keyhole. It is closed in front of you.
You said there is a handle.
Well, let's open it.
I suppose so. We've come this far, and God knows none of us are going to move and send us all the way back to the beginning.
I'll open it.
We'll go on.
Dude,
then.
it's just they do it as like a giant tortoise or something, so you don't die.
I'll open the door.
You open the door. There's no resistance. You make your way in, and you find yourselves in a room. And it's very small, actually. Let me give you the thing.
Oh wow.
Oh, it's a VLB.
You can actually pass me the funhouse map
this
for now.
So
For now, until we have to
are
get
we-
out.
Are we in all of these spots, or are we outside of the
We're
square?
in. We're in.
You're inside.
Okay. Does it matter which starting square?
You are standing where the line is.
Okay.
That is the door.
Okay.
Just for the sake of this.
You look around the room. The walls are solid stone around you. The only door in this room is the one that you came in through. It is closed behind you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna look around and see if I can find anything that might be interesting.
I'll investigate as well.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
11.
I think I got 21.
You begin looking around
Yes.
the room. You're feeling along the door or the walls, etc. You try the door, and you open it. And where once was the exit or the entrance that you came in is now a strange broom closet.
Are you getting the same broom closet here?
Yes, I'm seeing what you're seeing. There's nothing. It's just empty. Correct.
Are there brooms?
There are brooms and a hammer, some shovels. It looks like the kind of place that you would store utensils that you would use if you were gardening, etc., or cleaning house.
Let's try closing the door and opening it again.
I want to look for a key first.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, roll investigation.
I will help you. I'll give you guidance.
Isn't that a druid?
guidance
Isn't that a cleric thing, or do druids also
Apparently,
have
I
it?
also have guidance.
That's amazing.
What does that do?
You can add 1d4 to that roll.
I'm actually going to use my. No, I'm not. So that's 7 plus 8 is 15. 15.
You look through all of the random pieces of cleaning utensils, I guess, and you don't find a key. But you do notice that the way the door is hinged and was open, that there seem to be crevices in the other side of the door, as if a door had been hinged there at some point too. That's the only thing that catches your eye.
Do you find the key?
There appears to be these strange things where there looks like there was or could be a door of some sort.
Let me try something real quick. Help me clean out these brooms.
No,
All right.
Start moving the brooms out.
I'll start doing the same.
I'll help as well.
I always wanted
Oh,
a
no.
shovel.
I'll keep the shovel. I'm gonna get into the broom closet.
It's like 1 copper at the general store.
Close me in here and I'll try opening my way back out.
All right. Farewell and do.
If you hear any clown sounds, just
All right. Don't worry, I have my escape plan.
We close the door.
and I will open the door.
And you open the door and you see your friends standing there in
Oh
front of you.
shit!
What were you expecting to happen?
I thought maybe I don't know.
Well, that's not a very good response. I was hoping for a really cool plan.
Well, I'm out. I don't have any ideas.
Wait a minute, so what? There's a door that looks like another door? Explain it in better detail for me.
Can you
So
describe it again?
You walked into this room through this door.
Right.
And as you shut the door behind you, you realize that there are no other doors along any walls. There are no windows. It is simply a stone cube with one door. When Aqua reopened it, expecting to see the funhouse, he was met instead with a simple broom closet. He searched for the key and found none, but noticed that on one side where the door is hinged, there's also a symmetrical indentation, as if a door could have been or was previously hinged on the opposite side of the frame.
Does it look like the door could be opened both ways?
I will make the attempt and see if I can. If there's a handle on the left side, I'll pull it out that way instead of on the right.
Roll. I will say you feel around, and though there is no handle, you reach around and you open the door on the opposite way. There is in front of you a small wooden box.
Oh boy.
Well, I think that's it. The key's probably right in there.
Then go ahead and open it.
All right, I'll
Yeah,
go
you
and open
open
it.
There is a key sitting in the box.
Well, I told you. Hesty told me. She knew. And hey, maybe I will take a pamphlet after all. Hold on, let me get you one. I ruffle through. Is it a print you got at an anime convention? Oh my!
Are there any
This
pictures
is
of
not-
your god in the pamphlet?
I think the illustrator.
I'll take one.
You all right? There you are. Oh my goodness.
Do you pick up the key?
I pick up the key. Is it just
I
a
take
key?
one step back.
You pick up the key, and you're able to put it in your bag. You
All
open
right.
the door to leave the room, and you find that you are walking out of the funhouse. The
Oh, thank
carousel
God.
directly in front of you.
Wow. That was
I
one
love
hell of a
Feywild.
ride.
This is interesting.
I wonder what that's like when you have more than one like group going through. Do they run into each other in the mirror place, or do they just skip around? I don't know.
It's fey magic.
Hopefully no one's ever suffered through this hellhole. ever again.
I'm with you. I'm done with carnivals after this.
Does the carnival have a nice beer stand? I could use a nice cool Budweiser.
That does sound delightful.
I mean, we could try some of these other booths out there. There might be a Budweiser in there somewhere.
Well, I suppose we also definitely need to go explore the only other way we haven't gone yet. So we can also keep our eyes open for Budweiser.
Well, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's go. VLB.
So you are making your way where?
We're heading
Down
to
We're
the
gonna head
right.
towards the old.
But I would like to investigate each of the booths as
Okay.
we
As we
go
go.
down.
Roll investigation.
Yeah, you might as well all just like help you out, right?
I'll give you guidance on that one. 16.
I got a 19.
Okay. You got a 19 and a 16?
If you want a guidance that, you can.
Okay. You,
Make it a 21.
21. Perfect. You see that there are actually a couple of these booths with working animatronics. Little areas where you can put in a ticket to play. One of them seems to be a dart game, and one of them is actually really interesting. It is a table with an animatronic, incredibly muscular puppet man of sorts. A circular table in front of him, one arm out, ready to challenge the
I was
strongest
thinking the
opponent.
same thing.
I'm going to start to undress him.
No, Sissy, no!
No, keep going.
Did we ever discover?
That's just like your thing.
Did we ever discover if the other animatronic man had nipples painted on him?
He did.
Oh, well, proceed.
Okay, he's now shirtless.
He is. He actually was.
Oh, he already was.
Yeah.
Oh! I guess one of us should probably challenge this gentleman. Sissy, are you willing to put your arm to the test?
Just one moment.
I'll put the outfit of the genie man on him and see if I can stuff his huge arms into
It is incredibly too small. You rip the back portion of the fabric, but it is loosely hanging there. Are you putting the turban on his head?
I'm pretty strong. Yeah, I'll put the turban on.
He now has a turban on his
Okay,
head.
I'm
Bald
gonna-
head, big wooden mustache.
But do I see any prizes or anything like that?
You roll for investigation.
13.
It looks that there is a deposit slot at the bottom of the box where it looks like something may be deposited should you win.
Like if I win. Okay.
I'll give it a go. Sure, I'm a big lady.
I believe in you.
All right, and I'll sit down and I'll grasp the hand.
Are you putting a ticket in?
Do I see that there's
Yeah.
a ticket slot?
Yeah.
Can I get one of them tickets?
You have your own tickets.
Fuck.
You put the ticket in, your hand already in place. You feel the wooden hand of this animatronic latch around yours. Strength, I shall best you.
Indeed, you shall.
And I'll like
I need you to roll a d12.
I like where this is going.
2.
2. All right. I shall best you. Wham! And he slams your hand. Your hand is throbbing from the force of it being slammed against the table.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sissy. I figured that would happen.
Again.
Never! And I slap him and walk away.
And you
sorry.
wait, and no hand has entered, and you see it just stay in motion.
So
Again, I guess I get another try for my ticket.
I would be willing to be a champion on your behalf.
Let Boyce Fellow do it.
I wonder if the tickets know if it's my ticket or your ticket.
I suppose we can
Have a
find
seat
out.
and give him a go.
I take my
not.
shirt off, of course, leaving on my belt of cloud giant
Of
strength,
course.
and I flex for everybody, and my muscles ripple up huge, and then I sit down and I put my hand.
He's got roll a
nipples,
D12.
too.
Oh, that's how biology works.
Is this just
I sat
straight
in
up
some
roll?
of
Or no.
VLB's
Nope, just straight
medical
up
school
roll.
classes.
I'm going to use my natural 20.
What did you get?
I got a 7.
But he wants a 12.
You put your hand in there, and immediately you feel that the hinge on this just seems really, really weak. And you... a champion.
Ha ha!
One more. And the arm rights itself. You didn't need to use your 20. You got a natural one. But he rolled against Derek, who just didn't put his hand back in. So.
Interesting.
It's the only reason I'm not making you use it.
Okay, alright,
So,
I mean,
he's righted himself again. He's ready for the next champion.
should I try again, or do we need a third person to try?
I would like to see one of the other gentlemen.
Well,
alright.
I could give it a
Put
try.
my shirt back on.
Well, let me just make sure I know what. Okay.
To be fair, that was absurdly easy.
I'm gonna jump up and try to since I'm a halfling, I'll just try to reach my arm up and put it
Okay,
in.
roll a d12.
A d12.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 3.
You get your hand in there, and you begin to start pushing, and you feel some resistance. But a quick, and you're able to slam it down. I rolled a 2.
Champion!
All right, look, it's pretty easy.
With that, you see, it was Derek's ticket, so pass this down. You see a little wrapped up box appear on the ground at the base of this. And Sissy is able to claim her prize, which is...
It's a staff of frost.
Ooh.
Oh, what a nice staff. Thank you, gentlemen.
Oh, it was our pleasure.
I appreciate it.
And I give them both a peck on the cheek, and then
Well, get Zooks. Hey, what have I, chopped liver? I stood here and did absolutely nothing to help.
Well, you can put in your own ticket if you want an item.
Oh, that sounds great. I'll put in a ticket. Hey, VLB, give it a shot.
Do you have the stats for real?
Oh, I'll look it up. Is it a giant badger or a
It's a
dire
giant
badger? Giant badger.
And so you see him right himself again, and just roll a d12, and you'll roll 3 d12s.
10,
Okay?
3, 1.
You are able, or giant badger is able to fell the hand
Very
only
large
once
badger.
out of the 2. Puny.
I'll give it a shot myself.
you put in a ticket. Are you keeping track of how many tickets we're spending?
Yeah, I've got 3 plus
have-
this one that came back. We each have. I don't know if it'll be usable with the text on it, but
Yeah, Derek is down 2, Mikey's now about to be down 2. Because you've gotten them back, aside from these games.
right.
A
And
6.
the one you tore up. Okay, you win.
A 7.
You tie.
A 12.
You win. Roll one more.
A 6.
So wait, so you won.
One
One tie, one.
Tie
So the
win.
tie doesn't count. And then you lost, and then you won.
I didn't
correct?
lose any, did I?
No, he won, tie, win.
Oh,
And then 6.
okay. Yes, so you win, and you get to pick a prize.
Oh, I finally got what I always wanted. I'll tell you exactly what that is in one moment. Oh, I get to roll an item table G.
Oh baby.
My favorite is
baby.
item table G.
It is at this point that he's rolling on item table G that you hear the pattering of footsteps behind you yet again. And what appears
Oh, I need to
at
roll an
first
item
glance seems to be the muffled sounds of crying.
Nice.
You hear
You're gonna
a
get a DeLorean.
at the carousel, and then silence.
We look in that direction. Do we see anything?
Roll investigation.
12.
You don't see anything. Just what you heard.
Did you guys hear that?
Did I hear that?
I did. What was that?
I'm busy rolling on table G, which stands for Grundle.
Just a minute. We're rolling on
Does it
table
now?
G. We're gonna find ourselves with a sword of life stealing.
Hey, I've always won!
Holy! Stop waving that thing around!
I've always won!
And I cast feign death on myself, which is a spell that I have prepared.
I would say at this point, you guys have probably been here a few hours. It's probably approaching 3 o'clock in the morning, based on when you got here.
Well, let's continue down and see what's at the end of this thing. Well, what is it, a boathouse?
Boat ride.
Boat ride. Ooh.
I hope it's not like that one from Willy Wonka.
Well, should we go check out the... Let's go back to the carousel and see what that noise was.
I mean, I didn't see anything, and I certainly didn't. Oh my God, Sissy, are you okay?
Did you kill our companion?
Did you hurt her?
Hold on, and I'll poke him with a sword.
Well, she's in a better place.
Oh
Let's go, fellas.
That's all you do, guys. We have to bury her.
No, we don't.
Oh,
We're
no,
basically in purgatory anyway.
hold on. We'll just take her to the boat ride. We'll just throw her into the artificially blue-colored water, and it's like how the old Vikings used to do it.
I kneel down and I gently scoop her up and I say, "It was not your time, sweet princess." And we carry her to the boat ride.
Okay. You make your way to the boat ride. You find that there are these really interesting swan-shaped boats. The ride itself seems to be going, and there's once again another booth that says insert a ticket.
How can you be so insane? One of our party members just dropped dead from nothing. We don't know where we are, and that doesn't concern either of you.
I think I just committed homicide.
Yeah, I think he just killed her. I think we all saw it.
This is horrible.
Well, do you have anything to say for yourself there, Orifice, or whatever your name is?
Orda.
You can call me Orphan, that's fine.
Orifice and
Well, what do you
Peanut.
have to say for yourself for killing one of our companions that you've done?
Well, I guess, it's true what they say. Better luck next time.
Well, that tracks for me, I suppose.
Somebody put a ticket into the machine so we can dump her corpse into the water and give her a proper send-off.
All right, I'll put a ticket in. I've still got all 5 of mine.
Okay.
Or the boathouse.
The boat.
Yep.
Yeah.
You put your ticket in,
I can
and
actually cast Speak with Dead.
one of the boats comes to a stop and sits before you. You begin to move towards it when you see your ticket come back out.
Oh, it's one of those return tickets. Well, let me read this one to you. Relaxed, I sit upon my perch, till suddenly I give a lurch. Oh, he's trying to rhyme. Let's see. And off I speed on a wing tips 3, before my prey can think to flee. Ooh, I make its flesh and tendons part, and claw my way into its heart. Well, that sounds awfully ominous.
I don't like this at all.
Sounds like a fun-filled adventure for the whole family.
So that's all we got. Nothing happened. There's no boat ride. I wanted to ride the boat.
Is anything happening with the boat?
It stopped. It's ready for you to load on.
Oh, well, in that case, we should probably ignore this ominous message and step foot on the boat.
Where I come from, they tell tales of horrible sea monsters that eat all of your limbs and rip it apart with huge
But
tentacles.
what kind of creature has 3 wingtips?
3 wingtips and a bunch of tentacles, probably a sea monster. That actually tracks. Well, let's get on the boat. Okay. Oh, but are we in the artificially blue-colored water?
We'll step
It
on the
is.
boat, and I'm still carrying the lifeless corpse.
Okay,
Sissy.
throw her over.
Wait, we see the water?
There's water. It's on a track, and you get into a boat. It is shaped like a swan. Its arms curved out in a loving swan embrace. You get into the boat itself if you choose to.
Yeah, we
and
should get on the boat.
You begin to move.
How deep does the water appear?
The water appears to be maybe 3 feet deep. You can firmly see the tracks.
Sissy, I'm sorry, but this is where your final resting place will have to be. And I slowly start to gently lay her down in the water as the moving boat. I'm getting closer to the water. I start to dip her into the blue water. and then I just Goodbye, sweet princess.
You slowly let Sissy go off into the water as your boat continues around.
I shed a tear.
You hear the music playing. You see these what appear to be hand painted on some kind of rotary arm as it's moving along boats and fish jumping over. It's all very childlike, and it is quite adorable. This little scene of you going down a river, little skittering animals. They're all just little flat wooden boards on rotations that just keep jumping over the edge of the sides. And a faint song in the background. I want you all to roll perception except for
as soon as I get deep into the water, I'll dismiss the spell, and I'm going to see if I can catch up and like stealthily get onto the boat without my party or anyone else knows.
She did not go gently into that sweet night. She raged against the dying of the light.
Well, at least wherever she is, she smells a lot like disinfected chlorine.
What's your perception?
Mine's really terrible. What did I get here?
Tangled up with mottled leaves and possum corpses.
Well, I got a 4.
I got a 14.
Perception, sorry. That should be...
Do I have the ability to make it back to the boat or not?
In a second.
-1, 9.
Okay. You guys just hear the faint tinkling of music. I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw really quickly.
Is this a magically created or manipulated plant? The dice knew that was a shitty thing to ask, and it gave me a natural 1 for it.
Punishment.
So I get a 2.
You come to letting the spell loose, and you find yourself buoyant on the top of this water. And it is moving very fast. You reach out as the boat begins to make its way significantly faster than you had expected. And you find that the water is carrying you off to the side. You are attempting to reach and grab onto anything that you can find.
Do I get the suspicion that I'd be able to get to the boat if I turned into a fish or something similar to that?
Your sense of how quickly this water is moving is that you are being forced this direction, and even in an aquatic form, you wouldn't have the strength to push against this. The only thing that keeps the boats in this track is the fact that it is affixed to the rail.
I'll just let myself go then.
And so you find yourself being pushed against the wall. The wall itself is very smooth. You occasionally see these wooden fish leaping up over the side. You can hear the sounds of the mechanics. And
I can hear the muffled song.
And you're being pushed. Actually, roll a perception.
Oh, shit. Man, these dice are shit for Sissy. That'll be so everything's just +0, so 6.
Okay. You just hear the muffled sounds of a song. And you slam against the side. You're being pushed against the side. And you can faintly see the boat fading off. Aqua leaning over the side in remembrance, mourning the loss of his friend Sissy. As you roll a dexterity saving throw again.
I can't believe I didn't catch her.
Okay.
She probably died of internal bleeding.
As you tumble into a stairwell that is directly lined up with the water, the trickling of the water falling into it, pushed directly into it, from being just free in the water, you can see the moss growing up along the sides of this, and in front of you is a wooden door.
Shit. All right. Well, that's just okay.
So with that,
I'll take 10 minutes to attune to my Staff of Frost.
the rest of you make your way through. You're watching the scenes as they're going, and the boat is crickety. It stops a few times, but it makes its way, and you find yourselves back at the beginning of the boat ride.
Well, that was amazing. How fun was it?
It was not very fun at all.
Oh.
Well, that wasn't very fun at all, but...
Not only is one of our companions dead, but that ride sucked.
Well, at least it didn't cost us a ticket.
Oh.
It was free. You gonna complain about something that was free?
No, I'm saying that let's go on it again.
If it sucked, why would we waste our time?
Hey, you never know. Maybe I just hear me out for a sec. Hear me out, VLB. How do you fit on here, by the way? Anyway, that's a whole other story.
Maybe this boat ride is like a piece of deep and long music, complex music, and you need to give it like 12 to 15 listens to really massage out the intricacies and just really relish on its notes.
I suppose you might be correct. I wouldn't hate, I guess, going on it one more time for Sissy's sake.
I remember her very faintly. I mean, fondly.
You're a fucking mess.
And she always loved boat rides, I think.
I suppose we should keep our eyes out for a metal key of some sort. And
I mean, if a metal key, this is the only place it would be. Let's go again.
I'll take a ticket out and I'll put it in the ticket booth.
Okay, you do this. Another one of the boats rights itself, stops directly at the loading pad or the loading dock, and your ticket comes back out, this same writing on the back of it.
Oh.
Well, it's happened again.
We should probably try to figure out what it's saying. What kind of beast has 3 wings? What else does it say again? It can make flesh and tendons part. Wow.
It goes for the heart.
In a lurch.
My heart is already broken into pieces.
Well, so you'll be immune to its attack.
I can only hope so.
We'll send you the bard up in front.
I would gladly fight to avenge Sissy and her death.
Well,
I guess technically I should kill that bastard if we think that he's the one who murdered.
No, it's a sword. I didn't even intune to it. It's a sword of... Here! Okay, I'm gonna chuck it into the water. It's avenged. Goodbye. Well, no, I thought you had mentioned that...
Do I see a sword roll up at some point?
Wait.
Well, you had mentioned that she probably died of internal bleeding when you let her fall.
I'm no doctor. I did not let her fall. I tried to catch her.
Well,
I'm just concerned that the internal bleeding may have claimed her.
Well, a fella with muscles like that, I don't see how that would have happened.
I told you, I'm not very fast. I'm just very strong.
Either way, this might just be some cruel joke, and we're all already dead anyway. It's looking. Let's get this over.
So I'll step back onto the boat.
It's looking more and more likely that that's the case.
We'll step on the boat.
Okay, you get on the boat and you begin the same familiar ride. I want all of you to roll a perception check.
I hope we don't find Sissy's bloated corpse in the water. That would be truly upsetting.
Well, where else do you think it's gonna go?
I got an 18. What are we rolling for?
Perception.
I got a 24 then.
Ooh, 20.
Do I have it to perceive?
Yeah, I'll let you do it this time too.
Okay.
I got an 18.
18.
Okay. All of you hear this time. It seems like for some reason, maybe the first go around, the mechanics having had to sit for so long, need a little time to shake off the rust and the dirt and grime that had built up on the mechanical pieces, because this time you can hear quite loudly a song playing as you move your way around. Lock the door, blow out the light, the hungry Oni haunts the night. Hide and tremble, little one, the Oni wants to have some fun. Hear it scratching on the door, see its shadow cross the floor. The sun won't rise for quite a while, till then beware, the Oni smile. And it constantly plays over and over.
Hey, that's pretty catchy. Something about an Oni, if I wish I had a banjo.
I start strumming along.
You got a
Silently tears falling down my face.
And
This
with
is pretty
this
catchy.
second time around,
I pull out a mouth harp.
Sissy, you are attuning to this new weapon when the hilt of a sword smacks you on the back of your head. The sword that Orda had found is now lying at your feet. The wooden door still in front of you.
Well, I'll finish attuning and put that away, and I'll take the sword and put it, into my pack, wrap it up. I'll now take the time to go over and investigate the door and see if it's going to be any danger to open.
You roll an investigation check. And then what are you guys doing while he's doing this? Or she?
I suppose I'm honestly concerned that the sun is never going to come up in this hellhole of a carnival. But it seems like we are in extreme danger as long as we are just existing in this plane.
Well, I wonder if that song is referring to something in the carnival.
Probably not. Probably not related. It's just a real catchy tune.
Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
9 to investigate the door.
It doesn't take much intelligence to realize the door is not locked.
I'll
You
open
can
it
just go into
vigorously.
it.
I'll open it quickly and I'll see what's inside.
You open the door, and the water that's been pouring down this stairwell collects in these little basins, or these channels that run the perimeter of this room. It is a not that one, or that one.
One of the damage types.
No, it's none of these. I didn't make map for this one. Sorry. It is a rectangular room, and
Like
the
that
channels.
one? Pass me the pen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little small. I mean, you could use it if you want to. In the middle, there is a fountain of a harpy, and she has a bow slung over her back. She is arms stretched out wide. She is holding in one hand what you quickly recognize looks to be one of the carousel horses from the carousel. And you're racking your brain. I want you to roll an intelligence check.
This place is fucking weird. What is going on around here? I will accept one of your natural 20s.
Awesome. So you remember thinking back on it, you're like, oh my god, there was, when I was up there and I was stroking the horses and trying to see if I could undress those like I did the dolls or the animatronics, there was a horse that was missing from one of the posts. And if we had actually investigated the carousel, we might have recognized that earlier. But I remember it now that I'm in here, having been hit in the back of the head with a sword.
Such a stupid group. Why did anyone send us on this mission?
You see that this harpy is firmly clutching onto this horse. The fountain that she is, the water streaming out of her eyes, almost as if she's crying. She's looking up at this thing in agony. Angry at it.
It's gonna be okay, miss.
You got a natural 20 on that?
Yeah.
You also notice that there is a star shape on her chest directly over her heart, and what appears to be the tip of an arrow, but no shaft. And that is what
everything's gonna be okay, sweetie.
Sweetie, and I'll start to walk up towards her as we transition
Okay.
into the rest of the group.
And you guys, what are you doing?
I guess we're just. I'm just gonna keep investigating, looking around, looking for anything that might
Okay,
look like
roll
a key.
investigation.
And Rich, because you pass this to Nikki face down and look at it.
I'm gonna look around as well.
I got an 11, 10.
Just choose,
It says to roll.
then do it.
Okay.
You got an 11? All right. Having been on this ride before, you're looking around. You're no longer interested in the wooden animatronics that are showing this sea-themed scenery. So you are gazing longingly into the water where you had dropped Sissy's body. And it was not hard for it to pop out that there is an area where the water just appears to drop off into nothingness. And you then begin to see that the water on all sides is kind of pouring into this hole. It doesn't take you too long to see just barely that there's a small walkway connecting the platform where you mounted the boat directly to the stairwell. It looks, what you would guess is probably where they go to repair the animatronics.
Well, let's go. Hey, are you good at swimming? VLB, and we'll hop off.
I'm very good at swimming.
Well, I'll do my best.
So you guys are just going to jump in the water?
It's only 3 feet deep.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm jumping in.
Okay, so for the sake of brevity, you jump in the water, you make your way to the stairwell, and you find Sissy standing, the door wide open to the stairwell. Sissy inside, standing in front of this harpy statue, reaching up
I'm watching towards, and I'm about to pull the arrow out.
God, Sissy, you're alive! And I run over to her.
Oh no, hold on! I can't. I used destroy undead on her. Oh, hold on! No, it's turn undead, and it will destroy her if she is some kind of undead. Let me just check real quick. I use my channel divinity, and how do I do this?
If she's a challenge rating, of a low. If she's real easy, then she just gets destroyed. So I don't think
It
you'll have
doesn't
any
really
problem
matter
there.
if
But
she's
anyway,
not undead.
I wasted.
It's gone.
Oh, hey guys, how's it going?
Wait, are you not undead? Are you
no,
not some
I was
kind of
just
wolf?
playing.
You. How could you toy with my emotions like that?
It was funny.
I wept for you.
I saw
I
that.
know it was really embarrassing. You was crying like a little bit.
You wept even more than this lady.
You felt personally responsible for your death.
Even though it was my
I'm glad
sword.
that you fellas care about me.
Well, Ellen, I see that you avenge yourself with that sword that's sticking out of your pack precariously.
Also, I'm gonna do this.
I'm gonna pull out the arrow.
You reach your hand up to pull out the arrow, and it appears that it is firmly, it was firmly created into the statue. It's not a lever or anything you can push or pull. It just depicts the moment that this harpy was shot through the heart with an arrow, and you're to blame.
Well, what's this wooden horse doing here?
Oh yeah, this appears to be. You remember when I was petting that horse up on the carousel?
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. Who could forget it?
I feel like that's a very forgettable thing that happened. I don't know why that's so memorable.
That's very strange of you to say, but but what if we were to take this thing and put it back into the carousel? Do you think that it might not produce a key, but
Well, it might get it working again, I suppose.
that would be great. That would be so romantic. I've been wanting that thing to work from the time we got here.
Well, hey, old Blue.
Yes?
You should be strong enough to carry that horse and get it down and take it all the way back.
I will certainly attempt it. I will try to use my strength to see if I can pick this thing up.
It is, I would say, probably about 6 feet in the air, clutched in the hands, the talons of this harpy statue.
Okay.
I'll smash the talons off.
No, let me just see if I can pry it loose first.
Well, okay. But if you fail, I'm going to smash his talons off.
That is fine.
I fucking hate harpies.
I'll try to wrestle it from
Orna,
its grip.
here.
Roll
and
a
I'll throw you your life-stealing sword.
strength.
Oh.
21.
Well, it's useless to me. I don't want it.
Oh,
You climb up and you attempt to wrench this thing, and though it doesn't look like it's attached, you get the feeling that no amount of strength you possess is going to rip this thing from the talons. You do, however, notice that there are hinges on the knuckles of the fingers, as if the fingers themselves open and close.
Well, this is beyond me and my natural strength and not my, certainly magical strength.
You know,
This
that's
is-
happened twice since we've gotten here.
What's happened here?
Oh, you haven't been able to do something with your enormous rippling muscles.
Because it's all magical. My muscles are also natural. This isn't natural. I worked very hard for these
I have
muscles.
seen you without that belt on.
She takes it off at night.
I don't feel bad. It happens to a lot of guys.
Anyway,
You're
the
all
point is,
handy, huh?
there are hinges
Where?
on these talons, and I don't think that we're going to be able to smash them, but we have to somehow open them.
I'll smash the talons open along the hinges.
Well, hold on. I'll climb up. Can I they're rings? You said, like rings on each finger.
No, there are
Just hinges.
on the fingers, so it looks like the fingers themselves move.
Well, why don't you just do that with the fingers, and then I'll try to move one.
They are motionless. They do
Well,
not move. They're
maybe
firmly
this
fixed in
riddle
place.
has something to do with it. So relaxed, I sit upon my perch. Perhaps it's this fine lady.
Oh.
Till suddenly I give a lurch, and off I speed on wingtips 3. Does she have 3 wings or 2?
Just two.
Well, before my prey can think to flee, I make its flesh and tendons part and claw my way into its heart. Oh, maybe we have to claw our way into her heart.
I'll smash open her chest.
You give that a go. I'm gonna see.
It's as good a
I'm gonna
idea
look
as any.
around at these basins to see if there's anything else in this room that might be discoverable.
Roll an investigation check.
I'm gonna try to get up there and smash at her heart.
Okay, roll for attack.
4. I give
Natural
myself,
20.
I give myself guidance.
Oh my god.
You swing in and you can roll for damage.
I rolled 2d10. Oh, not very good. 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
You swing in and you bring your weapon down on this statue, and though shards come off of it, the horse is still held firmly in place.
There's no hard chamber, no beating.
There is
Well, I've been fresh out of ideas.
Did we have a look around the room? Did we notice anything else that may be allow us to open this creature's
No, I tripped
clutch?
and fell with a 5.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not. We gotta find. Maybe we come back later. Is it? I'm gonna look around and see if there's anything that'll help us out.
So-
Do we have like a wing?
So
I'll give you
you are
guidance.
looking at a statue in the middle of a room of a harpy who has the tip of an arrow in her heart, holding the horse.
Oh, wing tips 3. The tip of an arrow. I think Heshti is trying to tell me something. Well, so that could be the 3 tips, and off I speed.
Well, maybe I can attempt to remove the arrow from the statue's heart.
Maybe we're all supposed to like mimic her, and then she'll feel sympathy. So we should all just shove an arrow up into our heart.
I want you all to roll an intelligence check.
Roll low.
Oh boy.
I got a 2.
12.
Hold on, I don't
3.
know what my skills are for intelligence.
Hold on.
Oh no, it's just straight intelligence. I have +0, so I got a 2.
I got a 1.
Oh, thanks,
man.
man.
I have a 12.
Um,
I have a 12 for what it's worth.
Hi, Maya.
Well, I like how Derek said roll low, and we did.
And you did.
I control the
um,
dice.
Okay, no, you guys are just. That's
I would like to attempt to remove the arrow from the statue's
I already
heart.
tried that as part of the statue.
Oh.
I'm gonna smash the arrow deeper into his heart.
You
And like-
already
yeah, do
tried
that.
that.
I did try that. Well, we've tried a lot of things.
Well, we need to dry these tears. Can we get some like cloth and just like pump, like shove them up into the eye holes?
Roll intelligence check again.
Yeah. 11.
5.
9.
12! Ha-ha! I had an idea.
Don't ever run a D&D one-shot or anything with randomly generated
Ah,
we're
characters.
so
ever.
stupid.
I
We
can
just-
destroy water.
You can destroy water.
I can destroy water.
Are you?
How
Aren't
does
you?
that even work?
Aren't you a water genasi?
And I can destroy water.
Isn't there a rule of thermodynamics that you can't really destroy matter?
Isn't that like
You're using a lot of $5 words.
Isn't that like killing yourself?
So I will say that the DC I set was too high. It's a 10 now. And so some of you passed. And you know that the way that riddles work is you generally have to say the name or the word in a riddle to get something to happen. And you have a riddle. And it might dawn on some of you that, wow, maybe
Harpy!
we have to solve a riddle.
I start shouting harpy.
Harpy! Why are we doing this? Harpy!
Harpy!
No, it's a harpy. No,
Why
my
is
ex-wife.
that-
My ex-wife. No, my ex-wife. It's an arrow. It's an arrow. It's an arrow. I get it now.
As Peni says, it's an arrow. You hear a rumbling sound, and the water on the harpy from her eyes stops flowing. Her talons open up. You hear the sound of a cry, and the horse falls to the ground.
I try to catch it.
What you had thought had been just the tip of an arrow seems to be sinking into her chest, and that is where she stands.
I'm gonna try to stop the
no
arrow.
tip there any
Oh,
longer,
it's gone.
and
I just want to try to catch the horse as it falls.
roll a dexterity.
I want to
saving
see if
throw.
I can stop the arrow before it gets all the way in.
Dexterity saving throw.
Hold on.
Is this magically created or manipulated?
19.
Okay. Well, what did you get, Derek?
12.
No, you can't. You can't stop the arrow from going in. And yes,
Oh, I'm sorry, lady. I'm sorry.
and yes, you can. You can catch the horse. It's incredibly heavy, but with your belt, for you, it's nothing.
Ha
Well, now, see, fellas, we were taking it too literally, and it turns out it was more of a metaphor, and also Hestia.
Well, Hestia is best.
She is.
what
I
I
guess
said.
it's true.
Every moment we spend with you, I'm feeling more religious, and I may have to join your
No,
religion.
she really
Now,
is
now
the
listen,
best.
can we learn anything from this experience? We were supposed to say something from this riddle.
Yeah, no, so if you, now, as I read this, think about an actual arrow. Relaxed I sit upon my perch,
Huh?
or perhaps it could be on the fingers of an archer,
Huh?
till suddenly I give a lurch,
Oh!
as if to let the arrow fly.
Yeah.
And off I speed on wingtips 3. It has 3
Feathers.
feather wingtips.
Fletches?
And
What
then
are those called?
Before my prey can think to flee, you can't really dodge an arrow, can you?
I know a man who can catch an arrow out of the air.
Whatever. It makes the flesh and tendons part and claw its way into the heart, whatever, and then kills things.
We are truly, truly stupid.
That we are. It's almost as if we were randomly generated by our makers. By being Hestia.
To be
D&D
fair,
Beyond is a harsh mistress.
to be fair, I will say intelligence has never really been my strong suit. I'm not here for a long time. I'm just here for a good time.
Well, I mean, I guess it's true. In the grand scheme of things, in the cosmos, we're all just playing the genetic lottery after all.
Well,
So perhaps we need to go back to the mechanical man
Unless it's Gattaca.
and solve and solve this other puzzle.
I agree.
Because now I think that this might be the answer's probably not an arrow though.
no,
But
I
we
don't-
can discuss it as
It
we
could
go back.
be arrow,
Though,
Well.
a double riddle is really tips.
Harpies.
All right, let's
why don't
let's
we-
proceed back to the animatronic statue.
Yeah, let's go back
and
there.
we'll talk to this. We'll think about this puzzle as we go. I'm a hole in the sky, where water is often lost, with a rope hanging high. Climb me nice and fast. I can't get over that last
So
line.
I will say you've gotten back to the fortune teller, and you're saying this as you stand in front of him. You say a hole in the sky, and he immediately rights himself and says, "I'm a hole in the ground."
Oh, that's
and then
right.
he goes back down, and you continue the poem. He makes no other motion.
Well-
He always says the opposite thing, right?
Just for sky though, not for hole.
Here, let me see. I'm a hole in the sky, where water is often found, with a rope hanging low.
is often found.
Hold on, give me the.
With a rope hanging low, if you know what I'm saying.
rope hanging low.
Climb me nice and slow.
Wait, I think that's right. Let me see it. Let me see it. I'm a hole in the ground, where water is often found, with a rope hanging low. Climb me nice and slow.
And as you say this, the fortune teller box shifts and slides the side. There's a hole in front of you with a rope hanging into it. You can firmly see that at the bottom there is a box, the same exact kind of box
Now before we
you found in
go,
the funhouse.
I'm going to place this horse that I've been holding this whole time into the proper spot in the carousel.
I'll go down and get this key.
So you place the horse, and
We are stupid.
the moment it's back in its spot, the carousel begins to whirl and spin, and it is playing music, the
It's
same
moving.
song that you heard in the boathouse on the boat ride.
This is horrifying.
But the carousel animals are moving up and down, the music's going, the lights are illuminated, and finally the entire carnival appears to be in full function.
Well.
Sissy goes down and retrieves the the key, and you see underneath the box there is a little sign that says "Insert ticket."
I'll just have the one.
I'll push it in.
You insert your ticket, and the box itself opens automatically. Inside, an exact duplicate of the key that you found in the funhouse. As you remove it, your ticket comes out, and just because I had to tape this precariously, I'm going to read it to you. And you see words scrawled on the back. What the fuck is this song? Provider, devourer, a double-edged blade. Man, he has tamed her, accepting this trade. Ravenously hungry, must all the time feed, yet drink she must not, this can kill her indeed.
I'm definitely going to need to read this one.
But what's the opposite of hungry? Full.
I come up with the ticket and the key.
So you are now surrounding this carousel. And I want you all to roll for perception.
Ooh, that'll be a
19.
4.
5.
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my wisdom is -1, so 18.
Okay, so Peni and Aqua.
Well,
you,
Buddies for life. Two of a kind.
so, Sissy is very concentrated on the words on the back of her ticket. Orada is busy just smashing random things with his weapon and kicking his badger. No, I'm just kidding. He wouldn't do that. He would never do that.
Not once.
But the two
not
of
ever.
you hear every time the carousel makes a rotation, there is a gush of wind that comes out. You, Aqua, would recognize this from the stone cylinder that the badger mentioned to you beneath the carousel. And you can hear the faint screams and cries for help of many small voices.
Oh my god, the children are under the carousel.
Well, that's what we need the keys for. Let's get the keys in
Is
there.
there? We need to hurry, but perhaps we need to make sure we understand what this says before we do this. We need to get down there quickly, but we should try to understand and make sense of the riddle, perhaps.
Well, hold on. Let's take a look now.
Let's take it here. I'd rip it out of her hand. You've looked at it enough.
Provider, devourer, a double-edged blade. Man, he has tamed her, accepting this trade. Ravenously hungry, must all the time feed. Yet drink she must not. This can kill her, indeed.
All right, I have no idea what that means, so we should put the keys in the keyholes and see if we can get down there.
Yes, let's do that. I'll keep reading this.
You put the keys in the keyholes, and you turn them, and the carousel begins to spin. And you notice the horse that you attached. Every time it makes its circle, it dips down beneath the platform of the carousel and rises back up at one particular spot in the turning of the carousel. You pull the keys out. You still have them in your possession because otherwise you would not remember to do that. So I'm just going to tell you you've done that. And that's what you see.
Well, I'm going to go to the location of the carousel where the horse is dipping down, where I notice the pattern, and I'm going to investigate that area.
It does not take a genius to see that there is a stairwell there. And that if you can time it right, you should be able to tumble yourself into it and make your way down into the tunnel.
Well, let's go.
So does the carousel need to be running for us to...
It looks like it.
All right.
It's as if the platform's going around, and every time it meets a certain spot, that hole is available for you to see. And the only reason you notice it is because when the horse meets it, they're synchronized, so the horse dips down into it.
So we need to be on the carousel and basically try to jump in or roll underneath.
You would need to be on the side of it
and try to roll
and
under.
you're trying to roll into it before any of the other carousel pieces would hit
this
you.
is...
I'm sure we won't be smashed to death. Let's give it a try.
Wait,
Enjoying the ride.
before we do, let's take a look at all of our options and see if there's anything we might be able to do to enhance our chances before diving into this potential meat
Oh,
grinder.
I could give myself guidance. Actually, no, everybody go in, and I'll each give you... Well, you can give guidance too, right?
Well, what if we did? Yeah, we could
All
double. We could
of
double
you roll an
guidance.
intelligence check.
But also, what if we just got it to stop right at the right spot?
I got
I got a 17.
13.
I think with the 2, I think we should try to get it to stop so that it just comes to a stop at the right spot.
It sounds like that wasn't an option.
Intelligence.
19.
Did anyone roll beneath a 10?
Nope.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so everyone but Sissy, you see that there is a perfect window, and if you gave yourself enough time, you think that it would be pretty easy to just aim straight for it and go for it. There's a window where it looks like you could make it in.
Then I think we just go for it.
We will be horribly torn to pieces, and all is go.
And I'll go leap forward into it.
Okay, and then I'll wait for my
I
opportunity.
give him guidance as he jumps forward.
Me too.
Okay, anyone who's doing it, roll a dexterity saving throw.
I'll give
You
myself.
Oh, Lord.
You can add an additional 2d4.
5. 6 and 8.
I got a 12.
Okay,
9.
okay.
It's Dex, you said? Or is it acrobatics?
Dex.
Dex saving throw.
19,
Okay.
20, 21,
Derek?
Well, shit, here we go.
23, 24.
22. I'm
Okay.
mindfully.
The three of you are easily able to roll your way in.
Oh no.
Orda, feeling like just so close, right on the edge, as one of the swan boats smacks him on the back and he falls over backwards. Take 1d4 of force damage. Or no, bludgeoning, sorry, bludgeoning.
I got bludgeoned.
And you can attempt to do it again if you'd like to.
Does old VLB have to do it too? Oh great.
Another D4 bludgeoning.
Well, yeah, I'll roll real quick. Yep.
Yes, VLB makes it in just fine.
Oh, thank you. Well, you know what they say, third time is the charm.
Stop fucking around, Order. Come on down.
I really, the first one kind of knocked my depth perception off.
Just get down here.
Hold on a sec.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Oh, goodness gracious, let me try. Wait, am I still guided?
No.
Oh, no, I'm not. Oh,
What do you stop fooling around? Come on down.
I keep getting bludgeoned by swans.
Well, yeah, the swans are tricky. You just gotta not
Oh,
get hit
my
by a swan.
goodness. I can never get past that one level in Mario. This is bringing back a lot of bad memories. Oh, goodness gracious.
Come on down, Order. What's your problem?
I'm just gonna keep taking.
DLB's down here. He made it no problem. We all just slid right in.
Okay, one of these days I'll slide. Oh, maybe I'm 14.
Yes, you're able to make it in.
Jesus Christ. How much damage did you take?
He was just standing there, just being like.
I took 12 points of damage from that.
That's hard to do.
I know swans can be very
You
aggressive.
make your way. You finally make your way in. All of you turn. It's been a good 3 minutes of Orda trying to make his way into this chamber. It is a winding stone staircase that goes down. And you notice he has black eyes. There's blood dripping from right behind his ears. It looks like at some point some of the plaster on these wooden horses caught parts of his hair. He's got a patch of bald spot where his hair was ripped out as he was knocked backwards. He's not looking too great, but he's with you. And that's what's important. In this space, it is now easy to hear the pleading and the crying of small voices.
My God.
You need some healing.
All I can hear is the ringing in my ears.
I could give you some healing up.
I would very much enjoy some healing.
I'll cast a cure wounds at 2nd level.
Please cure all of my eardrum
I don't know
wounds.
how cure wounds works because I always play a psychic freak god.
Well, hurry up and cure my wounds
You
already.
and me too, Badger. You and me both.
The swan wounds. All of my bludgeoned swan wounds.
What's my spellcasting modifier? It's probably like -6.
No, your
It should be at
spellcasting
the top of
modifier
his
is
wisdom.
+0.
Alright,
Holy shit.
You heal 7 points of
Oh,
damage.
That could be
that
worse.
could have been worse, I suppose.
Yeah, that's fine. Alright.
There you go, little guy.
Alright.
I don't appreciate the condescension.
Is there
Wait,
any,
it took 3 minutes. We've been listening to pleading children this whole time.
it's pretty terrible. Is there only one direction for us
There's
to
only
go?
one direction.
Well,
We
let's
should head- we should
go.
head
I'm
forward.
following this awkward
Let's
guy.
move quickly.
Guys,
With haste.
keep your forces down. Let's steal it.
Wait, what? I can't hear anything you're fucking saying.
You make your way to the bottom and you find a stone arch that leads into what looks to be some kind of a library or a study. I'm gonna put that on the floor.
Oh, shit.
Directly in front of you, you're on the.
So
You're in
we're on
the.
the fireplace.
You're not. You're in the opposite area. So right there. In front of you is an ornate blue rug lining the floor. A roaring fireplace directly opposite you. Lining the walls are some really poorly drawn bookshelves and chase lounges. And that is what you see in this room.
I would like to investigate. There's 2 doorways. No, these aren't doors.
No,
Finally,
there are
a
no
place
doorways.
to sit down.
I would like to
I'll go
investigate
sit down
the
on
books.
the lounge.
You do, and it's a very, very comfortable, very soft lounge.
Oh, man. I'm
I'd
so
like to
glad
look
this
at the
isn't a minute.
bookshelves and look at the books on the
Go
shelves.
ahead and investigate.
I got a 27.
You examine the bookshelves and you see a lot of books pertaining to children's stories or fun and games, things children like, ways to discipline children.
I don't like
Very
this at all.
strange. A lot of it has to do with. You do notice that there are books pertaining to theaters, carnivals, pizza parlors. No, I'm just kidding. But parks, different areas that children frequent.
This is some serious Hansel and Gretel shit.
This is some nice light reading, I suppose. I guess there's nothing here.
Are there any hidden doorways or anything?
We could attempt to start pulling books off the shelf.
Y'all gotta try out this lounge.
Roll an intelligence check.
1.
All of you. Yeah. Get new dice.
17.
That'll be a nice 17.
I got a 5.
So the two of you that aren't stupid, remember that you still have one ticket unanswered.
That's right. I'm gonna read this out loud, and let me know if you guys get this. Provider, devourer, a double-edged blade.
It's talking about the fire.
As you say the word fire, the stones around begin to shift, and you see on either side of the fireplace are two keyholes.
Oh.
Provided devourer double-edged blade, man he is tamed her, accepting this trade ravenously hungry, must all the time feed, yet drink she must not. This can kill her indeed. Sounds like my ex-wife.
Did more keyholes show up when you say my ex-wife?
No, I just thought I would pause the thing just for that bit.
I thought that the poem started with, what the fuck is this song?
Well, let's put the keys in. I'll put one of the keys
I've
in.
got the other key right here. I guess
You-
we should try to turn it at the same time like one of those nuclear vessels.
Isn't it nuclear vessel?
I say vessel like a
Did
human
you
being.
just say Wessel?
Well, I just heard on the.
I love Wessel's pretzels.
On the talk
All
box.
right.
Well,
3, 2.
is that Goldeneye? You ever seen that picture?
Wait, are you gonna go on one, or are you gonna go after one?
Is it? Wait, hold on. Is it? It's
No,
go.
do as you
I
say, go.
Go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Three, two,
Go,
one.
go,
Okay,
go,
got it.
3, 2, 1.
I turned on the.
Wait for me. Why didn't you wait? I'll turn it anyway.
It seems like the timing didn't matter.
You said on one. I was confused.
And then you turned at different intervals. You still hear the latches go, and there's a rumbling. The fire extinguishes, and what once had been a very large fireplace, the back panel slides open, and you see an ornate four-poster bed in front of you. The ground all around, as you're walking through this fireplace, you now see that instead of wood fueling this fire, it was small bones. Bones littered around the floor. As the door opens, you see a large foot step in right in front of you, and then another immediately in front of you. And you can put this poorly drawn map. Cages of children screaming and pleading line the walls around you, and a gigantic man stands directly in your path.
When I signed up for this adventure, I didn't expect it to be this dark.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay. Oh shit! Let me see what I can
Roll
do.
for initiative.
Oh shoot!
Is
We're at the end.
Is it an Oni that's
It
ahead
is
of
an
us?
Oni. Yes, it is an Oni.
Hey, it looks like this guy's been swimming around in that chlorine water.
I got a.
Because he's
10,
blue.
It's the one and only.
Jesus.
Perfect.
2.
Okay.
I got a 4.
Can you pass me that pen that's in front of you, the dry erase one?
I got a 10.
I really am the bad sister.
So wait,
I got
four?
a 4.
I got a 2.
2. So,
Wow.
so Orida is at 2. Sissy is at 4. What did you get, Peni?
I got a 4.
Okay, Sissy and Peni, who wants to go first?
I got a 10.
Yeah, I know, you're first out of all of them.
Oh, okay.
I'm used to Peni. He always goes first.
Holy fuck.
This is just...
That's why they call him the Big Peepee.
The big baby.
It works on so many levels.
Okay, so with that, yeah, you know you're all gonna die. I don't know what's happening. My music's fucking up, so it's fine. So with that, you see this creature, this gigantic blue creature, towering over you. He swiftly moves in, and he is going to look down upon which one of you would have been first in? That doesn't matter.
The two of us, honestly.
Yeah, probably.
So the two of you. So he is going to look down on the both of you, and he is going to make an attack on either one of you.
Does he walk up to us?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just there. That's fine.
And he is going to make a claw attack on Peni, and that is going to be a 20 to hit.
Oh shit!
That is, yep.
Don't call the Peni!
And that is going to do a total of 6 damage, slashing damage. And he's going to make a glaive attack on Sissy, and that is a 25 to hit. And so I'm assuming that hits. Sorry, Sissy. It's going to be 15 points of damage. And that is going to be its turn. You will not stop me.
In common.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I'm pretty sure that we're just gonna effortlessly murder you, but that's okay. Who's next?
And then it is now Aqua's turn.
Okay, I am going to run into the room here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just circle around the guy. I guess I can do 5, 6 because I have 30 movement speed. I am going to hunch over, using my rapier as a cane. I'm gonna close one eye. And then I'm gonna do my do a performance thing. As I reach into my pack, I pull out the iron flask. I unstopper the bottle and I say, "Fucking suck!"
You do that.
I see through.
So now the question is this creature native to this plane of existence?
It is not.
You have to succeed a DC 17 wisdom saving throw.
10.
He sucked into the bottle.
Okay, he sucked into the bottle.
I stick the stopper in the bottle.
I told you!
Put it back in my jacket.
Well done.
I didn't even get to go.
Yeah.
I got hit.
He's in that bottle. You've got an Oni in a bottle.
He always takes care of business. That's fast, I'll tell you. That's gotten us through so much shit.
It all it takes is one and done, I guess.
Can you now keep him there forever? Is he like a horrible princess?
No way. So he's just in there.
The flask can go one creature at a time. The creature trapped in the flask doesn't need to breathe, eat, or drink, and it doesn't age. That's it. And then if I want to, I can release him, and he's our friend for an hour.
We'll release him.
So it's like a nice Pokemon.
Don't leave him in there. That sounds like a nightmare. That's like he's in a mind prison.
Yeah, well, let's release him and he can be our friend and tell us
release
all
him
our
and
secrets.
I got ways.
We will discuss what we'll do, but first let's check on the children.
All right.
I'll run to the children.
The children are screaming. There are 8 to 10 children per cage. The cages are firmly locked, and they're begging and pleading. Please, sir, help us.
Where are the keys? Where are the keys? Do you know how to get out?
He has them. They're on him.
Oh shit!
Well,
Give me 1 second. I'm walking up on my nose.
Wait,
Well, you're just gonna have to get stuck. I'm sorry.
that big bad man's gone forever.
We're
But
not
so
gonna-
are the keys.
We're not gonna eat you, but you're gonna starve.
Hey, wait a minute. I'll smash open the locks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I do best.
I'll try too.
Sorry.
Roll for an attack.
I'll try 2.
19.
12.
12.
It's
12
a lock.
doesn't hit.
It's a lock.
12 doesn't
All
hit.
right. I hate when the kids.
19 will hit.
No, it's actually a 23, but yeah. Roll damage.
Yep.
6 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right, you bash the lock straight off of its locky
How'd you
hinges.
do that?
What's the point of keys if you just bash them off with a very strong warhammer
How'd you
swing?
do that? That was so
Okay, VLB, well, help me bash off with your big badgery claws. Your very large badger claws.
I'll try again.
Or as I like to call them, your VLBC.
Bless.
And so we'll take our
For the
time
sake
to
of brevity, I'll say that you guys spend the time and you release all of the children, and they are absolutely horrified. You make your way back out of this carnival, and though they're horrified at the thought of what happened with Oni, they tell you the tale of how they were, in the middle of the night, they were called away by this music, and they found their way to this carnival, and they played games all night long. And when the morning came, they were kidnapped by these creatures that looked just like their parents, but turned out to not be their parents. And they were dragged down here, put in cages, and every night the Oni would feed on random amounts of these children. And that if it weren't for you heroes, you wouldn't be making your way back. They wouldn't be making their way back home to their parents. But a quick pit stop, they want to play the rest of the games before they leave. So you spend the last few hours and you play games with them. You give them your tickets, and it is with a heavy heart and an Oni in a bottle that you make your way out of what should have been a very long boss fight.
It does appear that we can leave.
Yeah, no, the Oni is now in a bottle.
Wait, before we go, can I at least blow on this horn that I've been saving this whole time?
I mean, we could still kill the Oni. We have it wouldn't even see us coming. We have a
Yeah,
whole
let's kill
surprise.
the Oni.
I cast Gia's on Kenai so that he can't blow the horn for 30 days.
Is there a
It's a
save to
DC
that?
12 wisdom saving throw.
DC 12.
Because I'm shit at everything. my spell attack is +4.
Yeah, no, that's
That's
bad.
DC 12, my friend.
Well, you know,
Wisdom
I
save.
have a way I could get rid of that Oni once and for all.
Please tell us.
If you would hand me the bottle.
No, I will do no such thing.
I will throw him into the astral plane.
Well, I rolled a 2.
Where he will drift forever.
Inside the bottle.
In his nightmarish prison. Yes.
If you attempt to do the action and not follow the command of not blowing the horn, you'll take 5d10 psychic.
Well, that's no fun at all.
I'm still not opposed to killing this thing.
We could probably take it down. I could cast Gia's on him.
Now that we know that the children are safe, we can just try to kill this thing.
Well, why don't we take him into town and then we unpop him and there's 60 guys with arrows around him and shit with more arrows.
I also did I'm sorry, I can never remember your name.
Oh, call me Orna.
Good old Orifice over here told me that he could throw the bottle into the astral plane for all eternity.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I hear there are dreadnoughts in there. Let's do that.
I can cast Greater Restoration to get rid of the spell. There we go.
Cast it again.
And with that, I unstopper the bottle and I release the Oni.
The Oni immediately appears
17.
in front of you.
You win both times. And now we're really low on resources.
The Oni appears in front of you. He looks at you and he goes, "Hey, friends."
Hey,
Hey,
so do you want to tell us about this carnival?
I mean, I like eating kids. So,
Yeah, we noticed that you gotta stop with eating the kids, and also this carnival is a mess. You haven't been keeping tidy.
look, it looks like this to you because you're adults. I don't care what you see. But the kids, they see it as majestic, incredible. I got a library full of books that tells me all the things kids like. It's the best way. I can go from town to town, place to place, plane to plane. I can set up whatever I want, lure kids in. Once people start catching on to my ways, I pack up and I go.
Do you have any intention of stopping this?
Nah.
I look him in the eye and I cast Erupting Earth at a 5th level.
I'll cast heat metal.
I will cast. I will throw my magic missiles.
Well,
at them
Mr. Oda, you're gonna meet a bunch of my friends.
Okay, you get a surprise round, but roll for initiative.
Roll for initiative.
Oh,
See who
shit.
goes
Oh, he's back.
yeah, well, that's fine.
I got a
That's
16.
fine.
Okay.
13. Oh no, 12.
I love it. Let's do this.
What did you get?
14.
Okay.
I got a 5.
Peanut.
Is he wearing anything?
I'm
That's
gonna say
metal?
he's back here
Yeah.
though.
Oh,
We released him
absolutely.
farther away from us.
Yeah, he's wearing chainmail. All right. So he's telling you the story. He's not at all surprised to have been released from this bottle or flask or whatever it is, and he just feels really comfortable. You guys are his best friends. He's just telling you how he lives his life, just catching up. It's been a long time since you've seen each other. As all of a sudden, Earth begins to erupt beneath him. Tell me how this spell works.
So you have to make a Dex saving throw of 12.
Okay. I don't.
You will take the creature will take 5d12 damage, and the ground under that area becomes difficult terrain in a 20-foot
Okay.
square.
Want me to
difficult
draw
terrain.
it?
Yeah.
Not with the shark.
Then give
20-foot
it
square.
back.
Yeah, and then
Probably that whole thing.
so let me mark that as a spell slot, and then I have to roll a bunch of d12s. Do you have
Give me one
Yeah.
thing.
2 more?
Rich.
Yeah, one for you.
I need it for. I don't have a pen, so I need to calculate hit points.
11 plus 14 is 25, plus 7 is 32.
Not bad.
Okay. The earth erupts beneath him, and he is knocked off balance as he roars. "Ah!" Does that affect his friendship, or does he still?
Oh
think
no,
he's
yeah,
relevant?
no. I think that. Let me check, but I'm pretty sure as soon as we
I
attack
would
him, he
assume
just goes
it
back
would,
to
but-
doing what he's doing. Let me double check.
You will not stop me! And he
Normal disposition.
and
all
he
like that.
slams his feet into the ground and gets into a battle stance. Whoever was going next, magic missiles. I heard.
Yeah.
Heat metal or magic missiles, your choice.
Well, what was the initiative order?
You should
Well, no, we're doing a surprise round right now.
Yeah, that's fine. I will.
So you said
I'll
magic
pull
missiles,
off
I
my,
thought.
my magic missile. So there's just an automatic 7d
Yep.
7d4 plus 7. So 1, 2, 4, 7. Which was I on there?
7, 8, 9,
9,
10, 11, 12,
10, 11, 12.
15.
Okay, that would have been 7.
7?
Yeah,
15.
15.
So 15 plus 7 is 22 points of damage.
Oh no, I meant at the 15. That was the 7 hits. I was counting.
Yeah, but it's that's just the die roll,
plus
then
7.
plus 7.
Okay, so how much is it?
22.
22.
22 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use Action Surge and do it again. Keep me honest on the dice rolls.
3.
3, 7, 9, 12, 15, 16, and then one more, right? 16, 18. 18 plus 7 is 25.
25.
So 25 points of force damage. So both those are force damage. Just chucking rubs and
It's
stuff.
like that scene in Iron Man when all of the people are in hostage form and he just like the little things pop up on his shoulders and
Derek, you wanted to.
Oh, I'll do some heat metal.
Okay.
Do that too. It's so
Heat
good.
metal is pretty nice. I love heat metal. I just have to look it up because I don't know how it works. Just one moment.
metal heat is what I'm searching for some reason.
got
That's
4 more.
going to be. It's done. I choose his chainmail. He takes.
Bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Bless you.
He takes 10 points of fire damage. And that'll be at the beginning of every round for a minute.
I'm going to do the exact same thing.
And
All right, I'm gonna blow my horn of Valhalla.
all right.
Come forth, friends. Hestia, grant me your warriors.
It's all a bunch of unwashed weaves. With like big like cloud sword replicas.
5d4 plus 5 warriors.
Yeah.
How many? So
How many?
5d4. So
Okay.
3,
1.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
One more.
11,
And what is this
12,
on the side?
13, 14, 15, 16 warrior spirits from Valhalla.
An army appears.
Berserkers. And they return to Valhalla after 1 hour when they
You
drop
said 16?
16, right? Is that
Yeah.
right? 16. When they drop to 0 hit points. Once you use the horn, it can't be used again until 7 days have passed. If you blow the horn without having proficiency with all martial weapons, and I don't, the 7 berserkers attack you.
They're attacking us?
No, just kidding. Hopefully.
Sheldon, can you read that one more time?
Well,
You should have given it to me.
damn it!
Read it out loud
If
again.
you blow the horn without having any proficiency with all martial weapons, and I do not, the summoned berserkers attack you. If you meet the requirement, they are friendly to you and your companions. So they are not friendly to you guys.
I take a step away from him.
So I summon 16
They're
berserkers.
these like all of a sudden out of nowhere you see 16
I tried to stop you. I tried.
No, not me!
you see 16 plump guys, scrabbly beards stretching from their chin to their chest. They're wearing nothing but undershirts and sweatpants, and they
I still
wield
doing dress one.
ew.
Well,
Your head lopped off.
And they wield a weapon of some type, and they all turn to face behind.
leave him. Let's get that guy over there.
Hey, why don't we just persuade? Hey, fellas, I swear, I'm just using my free object generator to talk. If you kill that guy instead of this guy, I'll buy you a round of nice cold Budweiser.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh dear
With
God.
guidance, with guidance.
With guidance, oh goodness gracious. Oh, natural 20!
And a 4.
Plus 4. Yeah, so plus
You've gotten
4.
3 today.
They're looking really pissed at
What's the matter, fellas? Do I
at
have
Peni,
something in my beard?
as
29.
If he
29.
had just said something like Frosty or Froppy is best waifu. Hesty is obviously best waifu.
That's what I've been saying.
As Orida says what Orida says, and they turn around, yeah, that checks out, and they focus their attention on the
Well,
audience.
Zed, this horn works great. I can't wait till you're going to go.
You're never gonna do that, okay?
And with that, it is now Aqua's turn.
Okay. So what I'm
P9
going to
dysfunction.
do, I'm going to cast heat metal at a 5th level. So I choose a manufactured metal object, such as the thing that he's wearing.
Yep.
Any creature in physical contact with the object takes 2d. Well, it'll be 5d8 at level 5. And then the creature's holding or wearing the object takes damage from it. The creature must succeed, must succeed on a Constitution saving throw and drop the object if possible. If it doesn't drop the object, then it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of your next turn. So you're gonna have to do this twice for both of us, I'm assuming, right? We can stack it.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
If that metal's
You're
gonna
just
be really
making
hot.
that metal hot.
All right, so 5d8.
Okay.
He takes it initially, right off the bat, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so those would be 2. So that's 6. Plus 8 is.
14.
Thank you.
One more.
14 plus 4 is 18.
18.
So it'll be 18 points of damage every turn for the next 1 hour. No, I clicked on my spell. 1 minute.
1 minute, yeah.
How do you want to do this?
How do I want to do it?
He's dead.
I take out my lute and I start strumming a little ditty and focusing my energy on the thing and I rock so hard on my lute that I literally melt his face off.
Brilliant.
You do this, and you see as this Oni clutching his chest. You will not stop me. Hestia is best wife. And he slowly dies in front of you. That is ridiculous. I hate all of you.
Well, thanks for trying, fellas. I appreciate it. Well, I owe you some. How about, I know, kids, that you're all injured and starving, but how about we enjoy this carnival with games and refreshments with our new friends?
Yeah, how long are these guys around for?
They last us the whole hour, I think.
Well, let's enjoy
Just an
it.
hour? I don't think we have any time for games. You gentlemen come with me.
Well, that's just fine. Go on. Go on,
Well,
fellas.
that reminds me of my ex-wife.
Well,
So, you did it. You killed the Oni.
Despite our best efforts, we still succeeded.
The hardest part of this whole thing was the fact that we don't know how riddles work. It was so stupid.
But we've all learned something. We've all learned something very important.
I didn't learn anything at all.
I choose to cast heat metal on myself.
are you drying off your hair with a towel?
I blinding smite my rapier and I stick the rapier in my own eye.
Well, thank you guys for playing my shitty little one shot.
Holy shit.
I
thank
appreciate
you.
it. Thank you for anybody who tuned in and hung out with us on this very first of 2019.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Hell of a year.
Andy's birthday, he had a free natural 20 that he didn't use. So
No, you didn't.
No, she
Oh.
back to refunded it because
Oh,
I didn't.
yeah.
I just
because
kinda
I
guessed.
rolled for the strong arm for Derek,
Oh, yeah.
and so I
yeah.
didn't want Andy to use it when he succeeded,
Yeah.
and it wasn't his turn. So.
It's okay. My name of the
Yeah,
game
this
is
is
Savior
the
Jones.
worst character in the history of the universe.
I love
Yes,
I
well,
chose
you just
the
talk about your
skilled feat
characters.
with disability scores.
Yeah, I mean, we can just hang out for
Yeah.
a bit if we want. We ended
Yeah.
really early,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we appreciate everybody tuning in.
Yeah.
Well done at crafting a one-shot that can actually be completed in the
Yeah.
I'm
I
blown
will
away
say
by your skill.
the puzzles were really awesome
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I think I liked that it was actually, even though we were just stupid, that it was hard for us to figure out that these were just riddles, right? And I think that the guy doing the opposite thing was really clever, and
That
it
was
kind of
awesome.
threw me off initially. So it wasn't like the puzzles were super easy or anything like that. It was challenging. I thought the mirror puzzle was really cool.
Yeah, you get
The
a lucky I
funhouse
rolled
was
a
a
natural
nightmare.
20.
I was
Because the
gonna
only
say-
two things were natural 20s and natural 1. So natural 1 starts you over, natural 20 gets you to the end.
Okay.
And then when there's one of those tickets that is roll a d12, a 1 is go back to the end,
That
and a
sucks.
12 is go to the end.
Oh, wow.
Gotcha. Okay. So that would have been a good time.
But
to
everything
use
else in
my
between just kept you there. You draw another ticket.
That was cool. I mean, this was really cool.
That was
This
really
was
cool,
really
yeah.
clever.
Awesome.
It was funny. It was fun. I will say,
it could have been like really scary. Like if we treated it seriously from
Right,
the beginning,
right.
but like
it was It was definitely more disturbing and dark than I expected it would be.
Yeah.
I will say for like feedback, it's hard to RP when you don't know what your character does.
Oh, yeah, no, of course.
So there
That's
was a
the
lot
point.
of time that I'm reading and I'm trying to figure out what I can do, and I was like also trying to listen to you guys. So that was the only tough part.
Yep.
I would almost say if we did it again to roll them way earlier, so I have time to like study the character sheet, and then that way if I'm not constantly referencing, I'm able to focus more on the game.
Yeah,
That would be one
I thought
feedback
about
thing.
putting more combat in there, but then I was like, well, if they are rolling these characters before we start, I would rather that they were focusing on like actually completing the one shot,
Right.
and saving something fun, which is the big bad towards the end. I was like, we'll
Right.
end with like a fun, entertaining, and I homebrewed this Oni to have a little bit more than what I did.
no, we
But,
house that motherfucker.
No, that was you guys
We
did
have like,
it.
what, 100 health probably?
Huh?
Probably.
He had 110 health.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
We're level 10. Yeah.
did we miss anything, and what was the laughter footsteps all about?
The laughter and footsteps were the and the children referenced it, and it's something if you had you guys didn't investigate anything.
No, we were really stupid.
So if you'd done some investigating, you could have met up with 2 doppelgangers. So there are 2 doppelgangers that they play games with the kids and they make themselves look like their parents or a friend to gain their trust, and they play with them throughout the night, and then when the sun is about to come up, they lead them down into the room and cage them.
Would the sun have ever risen if we had just spent all night in
I was rolling
interesting?
D20s. You guys were like an hour away from the sun coming up.
How would that have affected, would we just be free?
Yeah. You'd have been free to go.
Even if we didn't find the kids?
Mm-hmm. But then kids would have been consumed.
Right.
So you wouldn't have saved the kids.
Right. I
We would have failed, but not been horribly dead
Murdered.
and stuck there forever.
Yeah.
See, I was kind of assuming we were stuck there until we solved it or died.
Yeah. So
Stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
fun.
basically that's really what it was. So I did not expect you guys to go in the orders I wasn't expecting I'm like, okay, I'll give them the riddle. And my guess is they're just going to sit there for however long it takes to figure out the riddle, and then they're just going to cruise through it. And you're like, oh, a riddle, some information from the DM. Fuck it.
Basically. Because I didn't realize it was a riddle. I was like, well, maybe this will make more sense if we go look around, right? So that's my first process.
That is how I felt. I didn't think that I had to do anything with that information at the moment
Right.
we received it.
Agreed.
I mean, and I didn't expect that you'd be like, oh, well, I need to use this now, but I at least figured you guys would be like, okay, well, let's read it over a couple times, let's think about it. Obviously, this fucking thing is creepy and saying weird things, let's ask it some more
Not
questions.
And the weirdest thing to me was that it didn't rhyme. That was I was like, this doesn't rhyme. If I had known it, if it had rhymed from the beginning, I might have been like, oh, this is a
And it was
riddle,
the first
because
we found,
that's the
right?
one that kind of would trigger it. So the fact that it didn't rhyme, I was like, oh, that's
But it
really
does
bizarre.
rhyme when it's
Right,
in its right state.
Right, which is why I was dying with laughter. I don't know, we're just dumb. We are dumb.
When you threw Sissy off of the boat, I was like, well, that's a way to find the stairs, I guess.
I was waiting for him to wake up, as I'm like, I lower her.
I was
lower.
honestly happy about it because the way you find it is doing an investigation to notice the way the water moves. And I'm like, well, I didn't fucking look at the carousel. You're literally not looking at anything. They're gonna take this boat ride 16 times, lose all of their tickets, and then not be able to complete it because they can't get the key.
Well, I almost wanted to go and rip up all the tickets. I was very close to just ripping all the tickets up from the very beginning. When you could have been like, you attempt to rip it and it's magically whole.
No, I would have let you, but then you wouldn't have been able to complete it.
We would never have been able to beat this game. Yeah.
You would have screwed it.
I wanted you to leave me dead, and so that I could follow you guys and hopefully figure out where the laughing was coming from. Watch you guys observe. I was gonna from the shadows it a little bit.
Aqua could never just leave someone's dead body in the middle of a carnival.
Old moist fellow.
But you did.
Peni, Sissy, and Aqua are great. Orda's name, I feel so
Sissy.
bad for you, Mike.
That's fine.
Orda?
Orda.
So
How do you
Sissy
spell
came
that?
from the randomly generated.
Yeah.
You didn't
Yeah,
add that?
it's all randomly generated.
That's what a perfect name for that ridiculous character.
That's why literally when I opened it to print it, I was like, Sissy, oh, that's funny. And then I looked down and I'm like, Furball Druid, oh my god, this is going to be amazing.
Well, I had to pick, I had to prepare spells. So I had to spend the first 10
Me
minutes
too,
that we were
yeah,
starting
that's
was I
horrible.
was like, okay, well, cure wounds, obviously. Heat metal's good. I don't know how moonbeam works, whatever. Dispel magic, fine. Feign death. I know that's one of the worst spells in the game. I'll choose that. I also had polymorph, charm, monster, and Gias was the tips. I love that shit.
I had a lot of really good shit, but stuff that was really corner case. There was seeming and dream, and what I really wanted to use was dream. I was hoping we'd get to go to
Dream
sleep,
is hot.
and then I would have gone into one of your guys' dreams and really
I
fucked
love
with you guys.
Dream.
Because basically what dream does is if the target is asleep, the messenger, which would be me, I can appear in your dream and then make your dream be anything. So my plan was if I could get anybody to sleep, I was gonna appear in Rich's head as a talking hamburger or something.
You
and,
do damage to the person.
You can.
No, it's not a may. It does the damage.
It
Does
says
You might have a choice.
it's only if you want to make yourself the messenger appear
Scary.
monstrous and terrifying.
It
to the
doesn't
target.
say when you wake up, then the damage just happens.
Only if it's scary.
It says you can make the messenger appear monstrous, and if you do, it does all this stuff. And in addition, when the target wakes up, they take 3d6 psychic damage.
TIL.
So I would have just made it a very strange dream and then been like, you know, whoever wakes up would have been like, oh, I had the strangest dream.
Oh man.
I had raised dead, so I was expecting someone to die.
You didn't try that on me?
Oh, well, that's the other funny thing too is that I could have done commune with dead, speak with dead, and I didn't do it. I didn't even think to try to talk
That's
to
so
you.
shitty because he's literally like, I want to use like, what was it, turn undead or
Yeah,
some shit.
yeah. As soon as you saw her alive, you tried to like smoke her.
But you weren't willing to raise her
well,
from
no,
the
it was
dead.
her time. You
Faint
know.
Death is really interesting. You get resistance to all forms of damage. You
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
you can't be poisoned or charmed. Like you immediately just turn off. But you're aware, and you can dispel it at any time, or it lasts up to an hour. So it's a really sexy spell. I don't know why everyone shits on it online.
Wow.
I'm onto you, internet. You don't always tell the truth.
So yeah, that was whatever that was. So thank you guys for being part of it. You were absolutely hilarious.
Thank you.
And
We'll be back tomorrow
And yeah,
for
we'll be back
Prime.
tomorrow for Prime.
Yeah,
that's
that's right.
that's going to be
Guys.
actually interesting and engaging. So we would like
This
to
was
tune in for
fantastic.
that.
Shush, you did a fantastic
thank
job.
you.
Amazing.
So definitely come and see us on Prime. We're getting some really juicy stuff.
It's gonna get spicy.
And so, yeah, it's going to be spicy. So, please hang out with us tomorrow as our main campaign. It'll be amazing. It's
really good.
Happy birthday again to Andy.
Yeah,
3030.
30.
Thank you for joining us for a one-shot. It was great having you on Tuesday. And we are going to jump over to our friends Castle Mac. And we're going to raid them. So, show them the Evantress love. Let them know that we sent you.
Show
And
your
we will
love.
see you
Show your
tomorrow.
Like a
Send our
real-
love.
Last year,
Bye, guys.
Thank
See you
you.
tomorrow.
Bye,
Good night, you guys.
guys.
We'll see you soon.
Love you. Bye.
That's it.